Hello, hello.
Hello. Welcome to this show today.
Yes.
We're just waiting to add some more people into this live. We're gonna be talking about manifestation. Just waiting to add some more people here.
So while he's doing that, let's get our likes up and 50 donuts is the
Yep,
gift
yep,
tonight.
yep.
And then you can do something for that? Or I know we got a next
You know,
thing.
I didn't have no packages today. I guess if
Well, then you know what? Make a next letter the thing for the night.
his letter.
Weren't you doing something for Nick tonight?
He didn't ever told me the information.
Okay.
Because
And
if
we're
he would
just
have
gonna
gave
have a
it to
good
me,
show.
oh yeah. I mean, I would have printed it out. I do have a printer and all that, but nobody.
Well,
I guess they got busy and forgot about it because I kind of did. I knew there was something, but
okay. Oh yeah, let's do our Sharon. Let's touch on Epsilon and share to our 60 friends. Did I hear somebody? Did I hear a voice? Oh
Said
my.
hello.
hello.
Hello, the one with the cough. Oh, hello, my dear. Oh, okay. I'm not being funny. I think that glue that was on my teeth made me go wacky.
Nah, that's all right. That stuff happens.
Hmm.
Hello, welcome, Miranda.
Hello, everybody
Oh,
coming in.
yeah. Let me see. We got Rachel up in here. We got the other. Okay. Let's share those.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, honey.
Hey.
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 Hello, let's do our sharing first of
Fancy
all.
y'all here.
Let's get everybody in here.
Yeah, I'm inviting now. Not today. I don't see anybody else on, but
You know what? Don't be picky. Just go down your whole row of people. Then you get 60 invites.
right.
My row of people are very politically,
Hi,
for the most
Jessica
part.
and Rachel.
Hey, I got like 6,000
Sorry.
people that are like politically motivated for the most part.
It's only going to be the first 60 that you can do that. Then you'll go back to doing the 15 again.
Yeah, okay. Let me see.
So click on Epsilon.
Tonight's topic
White
is
box will pop up.
manifestation, right?
Manifestation.
This picture look familiar?
Manifestation's the topic.
Yep. Hi, Anne. Hi, Miranda. My eyes are really blue right now.
Really. Yeah, this bracelet.
Hello, Grace. Hello, Mark.
Hello,
Oh,
hello.
our gift tonight is the donuts. He's got 50 donuts up there. And then he can buy another gift to open next week or Wednesday,
Yeah,
whenever we go live next.
I'm not sure when I'm gonna purchase that one, but we'll figure that one out. Because if it's Timo, that stuff takes a while.
Oh, does it? Well,
Yeah,
you have that part handled.
yeah, that stuff takes sometimes it takes the like a month or two, or maybe even a few weeks. It depends. Thank you, thank you. Hit the likes, hit the shares. Let's bring this up so we can get this show going.
I'm trying to do back.
Let me see if I got a hurt me to do the team thing up at the top.
I don't think Epsilon would like that. That's very poorly. Let me see.
And Anouk will be live on again tomorrow. So, what time?
Oh,
I'm sure it will be magically sent to me.
I
Just
think
know
that
Anouk's going on tomorrow.
I think it was
6 to 10 Pacific.
yeah.
Magic is magic. Thank you for sharing the live video. Yeah, share it to me. I'm on that 60. Share it to me.
So, what's your topic tonight, hon?
What?
What's your topic tonight?
Tonight's going to be manifestation, and it was brought to my attention. The next show is going to be about past lives.
Oh, I love past lives.
Yep, that's going to be Wednesday.
That's my jam.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a 5 hour one there. I already see that happening. I have that feeling it's going to be a long one.
I had a feeling it's going to be a long room too, because we have a bunch of things that we're experiencing. So it's going to be fun to talk about and compare stories with.
Yeah.
Wow. We're still sitting at 9. Huh.
I get 10. Yeah. So, let me see.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the show, Rachel.
We're in the process of doing our shares and likes and getting the room filled.
Hmm?
Hello, Hopi. I had my mic turned off. So I didn't hear hello.
Now that's interesting.
I know, I was
Hi.
sitting here talking and realized my mic was off. I've been good at that lately. Sitting here carrying on a
Hello.
full-fledged conversation and your mic's off.
Your picture is beautiful.
Thank you. I borrowed it from somebody.
Not you.
Oh,
I don't know how to. Is it Ashlite? Ashlite?
Yeah, Ashra.
Ashra. That's beautiful. I was talking about her picture, honey.
Ashra.
It's a beautiful picture.
Oh, the little
Oh, thank
koala.
you.
You're welcome. I
okay,
used
we're
to
trying to
do.
get our
My
mics
mic's
up
breaking
and do
up,
our
so I'm going to
shares.
mute it for a second.
Yep, yep.
Hey,
And
Ashlite.
don't forget our 50 donuts there. We all
Epsilon.
have to have a donut tonight. Mm-mm-mm.
You know what?
Right?
That is one thing I still haven't figured out how to take and cash in my chips. I still cannot do it. And I'm so aggravated with that. Let me see if I can send a donut.
I don't know
After the
why.
show, I will help you.
Can't
But
go to
somebody
Oh,
will help.
exchange. Like if you go to renew
I
them,
know,
you
but
have exchange.
I know, but Hopi, I've done it. I've tried to do it all, and it will not work. I've gone to exchange, and they either want me to put it on a credit card or put it in something else, and I don't want to do that.
Oh, so what they did want you to do is put in maybe what amount you want to use.
I did.
Like
yeah.
if
I
you
have. I have.
okay.
Yep. Yep. And it still will not allow me to exchange it for some reason.
Thank you, Dorinda. Thank you, love.
Is it asking you to identify yourself?
No. No.
I identified as a space being, not a human.
Maybe that's why it's not
Those
working for
what
me,
need to do.
Ashlon.
Yeah.
Epsilon, I should say.
I'll
I keep
probably be
calling
a
you.
minute on talking to
Yeah.
the service is poor.
I keep calling you Ashlon, and it's Epsilon.
That's alone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome,
Man,
welcome.
I forgot what this app was like with all the little pauses and glitches. It's been a while since been on here.
I do like your background, though, Epsilon. That's really pretty. I
Yeah.
love that. I love
It,
that.
it was totally awesome because I was flipping through Facebook and I happened to see this picture. I'm like, I'm gonna borrow this picture
How can now? Let me know. Do you save it in your favorites? But how do you put it as your background as one of your favorite pictures?
because there's a plus sign and then there's a plus sign and you bring it up that way.
See, I need to learn all that. There's so much, and I've been on here for like a year and a half, and I still don't know all the. I'm so computer illiterate that it's insane. I am.
And I
I'm very computer illiterate.
I'm with you on that, Rachel. I'm very computer like not savvy at all.
Yeah. Hello, Dorinda.
I need some stuff, but not all.
Hello, Dorinda, darling.
Oh, here's my panda again. I'm a panda. I'm a panda. Koala bear. I mean, not a panda. Koala bear. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Hold on. Where's that? See that ring above? See that ring around my head? See like that ring around my head? Wait a
Yeah.
minute. Okay, that's kind of like the ring I was explaining to you guys when I had that dream about them putting a ring behind my head,
Yeah.
but it was smaller, but it was like that. It was like a ring like that around on the back of my head. That's exactly. Holy shit. Hold on.
How the
Okay,
heck?
Jungle Book again.
Wow.
How
That's
did you?
interesting.
Now you got me curious as to how that happened because somebody sent me a link on Facebook and I can actually see this on my computer. How is that even possible?
What, you're on TikTok, but you're not on Facebook right now? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I'm on TikTok on here in my computer.
Right. But
I'm
you had something from Facebook sent to you?
Yeah, somebody sent me a link from Facebook about the TikTok. So now I'm watching myself on the screen and everything looks like it's bigger.
I don't know.
That is cool as hell.
There you go.
So now I can actually see all the comments, who comes in and all that.
Yep. Awesome.
That is
Oh
super
yeah.
cool.
Dizzy's did that. I think it was Dizzy. Yeah, she did. I wish I would have known that a while ago. It's lagging a little bit, but
Oh, look at that. I can
Yeah,
send
you can
flowers.
share the live on Messenger too. That's what I did is I shared it to the two groups.
huh, that's kind of cool.
I can send flowers. Oh my God. Yay, excellent. It's in your roses, honey.
Let's see how
Yay.
much it's lagging. Right now, I'm waving my
Okay.
fingers. See if it shows up on the screen there. Oh, it's about a couple minutes, but it is what it is. That's kind of cool, though. Oh, yeah, thank you for the heart. Oh, yeah, see, now this makes it easy also because now I can see who gifted what, and I can actually shout them out, like Hope You Love, thank you for the love, and Dorinda, Rachel.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah, it makes it a lot better.
Wow, I think I can do
Tonight,
this.
oh, yay. Tonight's show is on manifestation.
Oh, yeah, back to that. Yeah, manifestation.
Tomorrow, Anouk will be live from 6 to 10 Pacific. So don't miss it. He's live Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
Go get you a wiener dog. Just kidding.
I love wiener dogs. That was me and my kids had a wiener dog named Diddley Boom Boom Capone. His name was Diddley Boom Boom Capone.
Oh, how cute.
I had one named
Yeah.
Cletus.
I love wiener dogs. And I'm telling you what, if Anouk or Rory and Madame Butterfly get a Dotson, I would if it's like it can't be no older than 1 or 2. But if they get a little mini Dotson, I'm telling you what, I would pay the money to have it flown to Florida from California. Absolutely.
Might figure out one more thing. I don't know.
Yep, diddly boom boom kaboom. He was something, and he lived a really good life. And my ex-husband was struggling. In it's He was my dog, and I waited. Believe it or not, I waited for almost 3 years for this dog to be born. And the lady, we stopped at a yard sale, and she had a bunch of little miniature Dachshunds, baby ones, that were up for sale, but they were all sold by the time we got to the yard sale. She goes, the next time, and I said, I want a male. And the next time I said, you have a litter and you have a male? I said, I would love that dog. 2.5 years later, she had my number still, and she called me back and said, I have a male. And I said, who is this? And she goes, you stopped in my yard sale about 2.5 years ago. And I said, oh my God, you do? And I took and bought him. She let me have him for a deal. She was paying like $1,000 for them. She let me have him for 400. and he was my baby, my baby, my baby, my baby. Well, when me and my ex-husband got a divorce, he was going through some really bad stuff. And that dog, when he was going through bad stuff, was stuck right by his side. But for the longest time, he used to be my baby, and he was always Mommy's boy. And I said, you know what, Bruce? I said, I don't have the heart to take him away from you. So I'm going to let you have him. So Bruce had him for quite a few years. He was like 14 to 15 years old. And Bruce took him everywhere with him. And one night, this is going to be bad, but one night, he didn't take him with him. And Bruce went out to get in the car, and he left without Diddley. And one of the kids, his new wife, one of her children, opened the door to say something to Bruce, and Diddley got out and ran after the car. And then Bruce was pulling out of the driveway, and another car hit him. And the sad thing is that it took. No, I'm not going to say that part because it was horrific, and he was still living. And Bruce held him all the way to the hospital, and on the way there, he didn't make it. But Bruce ended up getting my ex-husband ended up getting another one that was gifted to him because of the trauma that he went through because he loved that dog. So he ended up getting another, and I think he calls him Chewy. I think his name is Chewy. But he was gifted with Chewy, but he was blessed with Diddley. So I'm a
Well,
huge animal
it
lover.
looks like it's going to be stabilized at 19 for now. Don't see like many are coming in. So, who wants to talk first about manifestation?
Um,
Well,
I have a question. So, what are
Alan,
some of the basics for those that are just learning manifestation? What are some of the basics that can help them get to where they need to get to manifest?
okay, when you want to manifest something, you have to clear your mind out and find yourself in a positive atmosphere. And I always found it better for whatever you kind of want to manifest, you want to get in that state of being. If you want to manifest money and stuff like that, I'd probably do it inside and maybe I hold something that like the picture like kind of like I really wanted a PlayStation 5. I guess the only way, like Jesus, the only way to tell something is tell a story. Maybe in parables, I guess. Um, I really wanted a PlayStation 5, and I said to myself, I looked at the picture, I concentrated, I seen myself playing it, and I go, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. Nothing on this world's gonna stop me from getting one. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And I kept repeating in my mind, that's gonna happen, that's gonna happen. Yes, it might have been just an object and not important, but when you throw it out in the universe and you have that positive statement and you're sure in your heart and in your mind that you really want that one thing, it'll happen. It'll just not happen in the time that you want it, and you gotta be in that right headspace. Now, if I wanted something like and also when you wanna the universe is not just going to give you something off a whim. You also have to show that you really are trying to be that good level person that you just actually you kind of deserve the universe to do that because whatever you put into the universe, you're going to get out. Kind of like one time when I had $2 in my name and I went to the store and I seen a homeless guy there and I gave him $1. I still wanted something to drink, so I gave one of my $1, and look what happened. I was I ended up, and then when I came out of the thing, I had a honeydew freaking little cinnamon roll, and then I had a bottle of water, and I was walking into a parking lot, and I said, "Spirit, universe, whatever's out there, please help me." And and at that time, I could feel it came from the heart. I was in the right headspace, and I really desired it. And the universe decided right then and there it was going to answer me, probably because of how I was in vibration and how much I wanted it, and they knew that it would help. So the universe actually had that happen. Does that answer your question?
So exactly what happened though? Can you explain what happened and what you found?
Okay. I'll go through the whole story because when I last time I repeated it, I had to skip over some things, and you're gonna see that the universe actually worked because what it was crazy the whole time. I lived in a cardboard box in Lynchburg because I just left a marriage, and so and everything just went downhill, and I didn't want to have a place by myself, because I wasn't used to being alone. So I ended up living on the street for a while, and I was really depressed and sad, and I kind of went AWOL, and they had put me in a hospital for a while because that it kind of destroyed me. I didn't want to unalive myself or anything. It was more like I just had a freak out. So I guess people want to call them a nervous breakdown. I think that's what they call them.
Yes, I've
Yeah, I
had
had a
one.
nervous. Yeah, I had a real bad nervous breakdown because I kept repeating myself. What did I do? What did I do to deserve this? I did everything. I worked every day. I gave her everything she wanted, and it just wasn't good enough. And it made me feel like, well, damn. If I give my heart and soul and everything into it, I'm still not good enough, and that kind of broke me down. So after that, I left the hospital. I had money in the bank, but I just didn't feel like getting a place. I didn't feel like doing that. I just wanted to just sit out in the world and see how it was. Kind of mellow out. So I lost my bank card, and this is a funny story. Is I went to help somebody. I lost my bank card out in the woods because that's where I was staying at the time. So I couldn't get to my money, and I only had $2 in cash. And there was this place called Kroger. So I went into Kroger, and as I was walking in there, I looked pretty ragged. I ain't gonna lie, I looked like crap. Um, I went in there, and I noticed a guy. He was standing there, and he was just you could tell he was homeless and the way he was acting, the way he was talking, and I said, he's like, "You got any spare change?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, and I had the $2. I can't give him the $2. I need to live too. So I gave him $1, and I took the other, and I went in and got the honey bun and stuff like that, and then I walked out. The guy's gone. He's nowhere in sight. I don't know where he went because I was only in the store. I went to the register, grabbed the honey bun, got the water, turned around. And there's no way I could have missed him slide through the door because it was kind of a big store. You would have seen him no matter what. And I'm like, well, that was weird. So I walked out of the parking lot. I walked out, and as I walked out of the store, I ate the honey bun, but still didn't fill me up. I was hungry as heck, and this and that. So I walk out, look around. The guy's still gone. I'm like, I'm looking around for a while to see if everything went all right. And for some reason, that guy had stuck in the back of my head to see if he was okay, and I didn't see him anywhere. So I said, "Oh God, God, universe, whatever's out there, can you hear my plea?" And I was actually in tears because of that. And I had my heart, I feel, was pure at the time. I mean, I felt in a level of consciousness, when you're in that, when you actually crash like that and you're trying to come back up, you actually hit like this. It feels like this ecstasy of pure energy coming through you when you say something like, "God, can you help me?" Or God, I said, "God, being, universe, whatever's out there, can you please help me? I need to get new clothes. I need to get, I need to eat because I'm hungry." And this, I'm sorry, universe, but just water and honey bun ain't doing it for me. So, and and as I did that, I stood there and I was swaying back and forth, kind of like this, just closed my eyes and feeling the universe there for a moment. And then I asked again, and I started walking. As I started walking across the parking lot, and at this time, I still have the draconian. This is the time just before I didn't have the other ones, and I still have the draconian talking to me in the back of my head. And she goes, I heard the voice, look down. I looked down. There was a huge wad of money like this. I'm like, oh crap, somebody dropped this. And my thought was, oh my God, I gotta give this back to somebody. I can't take this. And then I looked in the money. It was like two. It had to be like 100, 200, something like that. About two or 300 maybe. And there was a Kohl's card from the department store, like a gift card, and it was just wrapped up in there. And I'm like, okay. So I looked around. It was an empty parking lot. Nobody ever goes in it, but it was laying there. And then I thought, well, instead of being the person, being like most people, I was thinking, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna call the police and do that. And as soon as I started walking to the store, I heard the voice of her go, "Don't do that. It was meant for you." I was in tears again, and I'm like, okay. So then I turn around. Way on the other side of the parking lot was a restaurant. It was called Famous Anthony's. This happens to be my middle name, by the way. Um, I went in there and I looked pretty ragged, and I said, "Yeah, I'd like to have a table." She goes, "Okay." So she sits me at the table. I put, I ordered this big salad and this big fat steak because I was hungry, and because I hadn't eaten like a couple days. Besides that, honey boo donut, whatever thing, and I sat there, ate. I get ready to pay the ticket for it, and the lady goes, "That's already been paid for." And I thought, what? But I have the money here. I didn't pay for it. She's like, no, somebody else paid for it. I'm like, who? And the way that this restaurant was, there was no way the person that she pointed at in that direction could have went out of the restaurant because I was sitting almost by the door. They had the hostess thing, then there was me sitting the table right there, and then it goes like in the back in like a horseshoe, and the only way to, that I would actually see somebody pass me that's the way I was facing. She goes, that woman over there. And I'm like, oh. So I look up and there was a lady sitting there. She just waved like this. And I thought, huh, that's odd. I've never seen her before. Why would she pay for my food? So I looked down and I was still talking to the lady. She's like, well, I'm okay. I'm like, well, thank you. Can I have some of this to go? Because I'm not going to finish it just like that. She goes, yeah, sure. So she walks up and I was like, I'm sitting there looking down at the table going, I gotta say something. And I'm looking at the entranceway near the door, and I'm just staring at the door going, I gotta say something. So, at least be nice to the person, say thank you for doing that. So I got up, I walked over to where I thought the lady was, because I thought maybe she might have, dropped something under the table, because within that time, she couldn't even went to the bathroom unless she would have passed me. So I went over in that direction where she was, and I'm looking over there, she's not there. So I went, okay, that was weird. So then I I left there. I left that area. I went back and sat down, and then I left the restaurant, got my food, and left. And then I went. I said, well, okay. And then I went to the payphone and I called on the Kohl's card, and I went to see how much money was on it. Just to say maybe there was a name or something. But no, there was nothing. So I called, and it was like $100 and something on the gift card. So of course, it's funny because it was like $125. I went to the store and I took the bus down there. I went to the store and I go, man, I need a pair of shoes, some socks, and some underwear because when you're out in the world for a while, it kind of gets to be kind of stale. So I went in the store and everything I found was in clearance. And it was funny because I was like, I hope I find a pair of shoes under this much money. And it was just actually that money. I was like, man, the socks are pretty high. They wanted $12 for these socks. And no, I ended up getting the socks. I was like, man, I wish they had socks here, like about $9. Huh? They had socks for $7.99, and it was like everything that I picked out was underneath the price that I thought, and I'm like, okay. And then, after that, I was like, man, well, thank you, universe. I thanked it, and I was like, bless you for helping me. So then I come out of the store. And nothing is a coincidence because when I walked out of the store, a guy walked in, and I must have said this out loud because I don't know why I said it. I was like, man, I wish I had a place to stay. I got all this nice stuff now. I wish I had a place to stay. This black guy comes up and I guess he heard what I said. He goes, yeah, I rent rooms. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah. I rent rooms in Lynchburg, right down the street here. He says, I rent rooms, and he goes, if you he goes, and I just happen to have an extra one left. He goes, if you want that room, he goes, I would normally, because and it was like the beginning of the month, and he said, normally I would charge 400 for it, but he goes, you know what? I'll let you have it for 150 for 150. So I said okay. So he said you want to go look at it. So I went and looked at the place. It was really nice. I mean, it was probably about the biggest the size of the room I got now. It had everything in it. I had my own bathroom, and it was a cute little thing, and it was 150. So then I actually got the place. He gave me furniture, and he kind of helped me. And every time that I was like, oh God, or universe, I wish I had this dresser, and everything in my room that you see was from the universe. When I asked, I received. Every single object in this room is me manifesting what I wanted, and that actually got it. No, it didn't happen when I wanted. It happened when the universe wanted. But, I got everything that I want, except for, one thing. But, when it happens, it happens. But everything that I've ever wanted, I've gotten, but except for the two personal things. Like I even manifested me having a family of spiritual people that I can talk to and relate to, and that's what I have. So when you manifest something, it's gonna happen. And not even so. Back to when I got that place, it's even more funny that I ended up getting that place. I ended up getting that. I started walking down the street, and because it was a good part of the town, and there was this guy helping another lady move out of the that's what the lady had passed on, and she was getting rid of her furniture. Just the guy that had bought the house was getting rid of the furniture. So he's like, he sees me walking, and goes, hey, you want to make a few dollars? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? No. So I go there, and then I start helping him do that. He gives me a lot of furniture, and he gave me money. So I ended up furnishing my place. And then the last day I went to help him, he goes, you know what? You're a very hard worker, and I know how it is to be in the dumps. And I didn't say anything about him. I just was like, yeah, sure. I didn't really conversate with the guy. But like he's like, oh, you can have that if you want. I'm like, cool, thanks. That kind of thing. So then he asked me, he goes, I have a friend that does landscaping. I'm like, yeah, okay. He goes, if you want a job, I can hook you up tomorrow. He hooked me up with a job. There you go. And then I started working. Everything comes when you manifest it. That is my story about a lot of the manifestations. Anybody have any questions?
I love how the synchronicities are. A lot of people don't notice or realize that it's a synchronistic pattern. Like whenever you were going into the store, though you were sitting there on hard times, you still listened to that voice in the back of your head saying, I know this is what you have, but this is what I would like you to do. And then from there, you had another synchronistic event that you listened to, and then your manifestation delivered on. So it's listening to those synchronicities, though you may think it's something else, but listening to that small voice in the back of your head leads
Hmm.
you down that road of the manifestation. So I think that's beautiful.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. That's an amazing story.
And like I
Yeah,
said,
because sometimes we don't. Go ahead.
oh, it's like I said, everything. You've all seen my room, my
Yeah, it's
house.
nice. It's
I
really nice.
manifested. I wanted a place like this from when I was a little kid. I've always wanted to live in a loft. I got it. Everything, every object in this house was a manifestation.
Yep. What a blessing, Epsilon. That is. I mean, it truly is. I've manifested things in my life too. And like you said, it's very true. Um, you have to give it time.
Yeah.
I love I love that Epsilon. That was absolutely beautiful. One of the things we need to remember is that everything is energy. Everything.
Hmm.
Everything. So it's very important that when we're manifesting, that we align ourselves up with the energy of the things that we need or want or desire. Because everything is energy and we line ourselves up with that, the energy. I'm sorry, I didn't know who talked just recently said that how the synchronicities. And yes, in fact, that is 100% true. It is. But those things that were synchronistic also vibrated at the same energy that you were at. And that's why it's so beautiful, because the energies matched. And that is absolutely positively the way you manifest. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Epsilon.
No problem. I think I would tell this because it and it might be objects too. It might be objects, and I've always had the mindset. This is probably why the universe did this too. Is so here's the thing is when I was dating other people, I always lived together, and all of my life, every time I've ever get stuff that I wanted, I've always lost it. It was always taken away or lost, and I never had anything that it would always be gone. And I always looked at it, it's just a material item. It sucks that it was taken away, and maybe I can get it back in the future. And I've had that happen so many times. I had a whole house full of stuff, multi times, and I've actually started from scratch with a backpack and just a bunch of clothes. I've had that journey so many times. When you're out walking down the street in the backpack, wondering where your next food's going to come from, what it's going to be like, live on the mountain for a month, wondering, am I going to survive the winters? Am I going to get this drink of water? Am I going to get attacked by a freaking black bear? Am, am a mountain lion going to get me? Am I going to starve out in the woods or get sick and die out there? No. And it's all manifestation. You have to be in the mindset. And that's what I've been trying to teach everybody from day one and tell everybody you have to be in the mindset. That is the key essential to anything. Like Dorinda said, everything in the universe is is energy. And like Jessica said, everything is in a sequence. If you follow the sequence and the pattern, you'll see the pathway. But you have to be open minded and not desire it as to, oh, like if you go, oh man, I so desire it, kind of in the lustful desire, it's not going to happen. But if you do it in a pure heart, with a pure mind, in a pure spirituality, it'll happen for you. Trust me. Look at my place. I've got this entire room. If I was to add up everything in this house, you know how much it would be? At least $25,000 worth of stuff. That's just here. It might not be big for some people, but think about this. It's $25 to $50,000 worth of stuff when it's something because you started with a backpack on your shoulder. So, and I'm going to bring this up that I'm not one, I could care less about money. I don't care about money. I just want enough to live through this world. If I ever won money, I would give all my money away except for maybe $500,000 or five. Yeah, because for me, I would rather live in simplicity than in a technological, advanced, idiotic place where everybody wants to do bad things to each other. I'd rather live a peaceful life out in the woods with the person I'm with and enjoy life and maybe pay for a doctor to come see us every once in a while. Maybe I send my kid to school, stuff like that. I'm very much don't care about the money. I'm more of the peaceful being, and I think that's how if you picture your life being in a peaceful area with not thinking about desires and think big. Every time you think big, stuff fails. And when you run into a plan, you make sure that plan is going to work with synchronicity, as somebody said, and you got to use the energy. But if you don't, it's going to fail and crash. And that is the general thing of how people should live their lives. Peace and love and to each other in a loving manner. And it's okay if you're rich and you have a bunch of money and you like that kind of thing. That's so good on that person. But for me, I would give most of my money away to help homeless people and stuff like that. That's just how I am. I mean, I was awarded when I came out of foster homes. I had I was awarded 25. Was it 25? $30,000 from because my stepfather had passed away. I lived with my mother. I shouldn't have, but I did. But that's a whole other story for another time. I got a bunch of money, and she basically stole it all. I was mad, and the fact is, you know, the fact is, I wasn't mad that she stole. I was mad that she stole the money, but I was more mad at the fact that I wanted to go to college and start my life fresh, new, and experience the world. And she done screwed that up for me by taking that $30,000 from me by manipulation. And then that's again where I started with a backpack. I started on my own. And again, that was another manifestation. I left her house with a backpack. I went to where my girlfriend was at the time, what I really loved. And I went, I walked down, I walked at least 300 miles to get to her house. And then she helped me, and then I ended up getting a place, getting 3 jobs, starting at the bottom again and going all the way back up. And again, that was manifestation. You always have to be in a mindset, always have to have the energy, and everything comes in a sequence and a pattern. You just got to be aware of the pattern, and yeah. Anybody else?
Sorry, I was in chat. But yeah, I know I've noticed that too. It's like that's one of the things that I've been learning. You really have to think about your belief system because it doesn't, whatever you believe, that's what you're going to get. So
Yeah.
if you're holding a negative vibration about it and you think, oh, well, I'm hoping for this, but I really don't see myself getting it, then that's exactly what you get. So I've learned that the hard way, but I'm learning it.
Right,
And
exactly. Yeah.
I learned
Everything has
that.
to be in a line, right?
In alignment, yes.
In
And
Yeah.
see,
alignment, yeah.
let me show you something here that many people. There is something on my arm, and the reason why I put that there is there was an anime. It was called Full Metal Alchemist. There's a symbol here. If it shows up, probably not. The way that this is here.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And every time when I try to manifest something, I look at that, and it reminds me of one key thing. And ever since I've gotten this tattoo, and I've been in the right mindset, it's always happened in the time. But let me get to the point. It's about equivalent exchange. Everything, you don't get nothing for free. And it's kind of the basis of alchemy. Whatever you put into it, you're going to get back.
Hmm.
And that is one of the key things in manifestation. Whatever you
Yeah.
put in, you get back. If you put in crap and expect to get something good, don't. It's not going to work
Not
very
gonna
well for you.
happen. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not gonna happen.
you might as well be peeing in the wind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Notice that it's not just the thought, it's the feeling behind the thought that really matters. And you can
Yeah,
have the thought, but it's always that feeling behind it. So you have to trust what you're feeling. If you're feeling in a negative sense, you have to go ahead and already expect that that's what's going to come back to you. But if you can
and
actually see yourself having it, not just longing for it, but having it, then it doesn't take any time to receive what you're actually feeling because you're
yeah.
living in that experience. Even if that ain't yet, you're living in that experience, which brings that experience even faster.
Now, see, I'm going to tell you a story. I had a friend when I worked at Kroger because I ended up getting a job at that same store. I had this friend. He was one. I didn't have many guy friends because I didn't really relate to guys because they annoyed the crap out of me, and they were always traitors. But maybe that was just me. I kind of don't. I know. Yeah, I never related to guys, and the ones I had did me young. But this guy, he was pretty cool. I was kind of like a father figure to him. This guy, he's talking about manifestation, man. This dude must have had a horseshoe up his butt and swimming in damn fully of clovers because every time he would go to a lotto machine or something, this dude he would walk up to the machine and he would go, "That one's a loser. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one's gonna be winning." And no lie, he would put his money in, he would get the card, and there was a winner. And he's like, he freaked me out this one day. He's like, man, he goes, I need to pay my rent. I didn't get enough hours this week, and I need another $250 because I have to pay for his daughter that he had. Uh, so his name was Michael, and he went to the machine. We went on break. We went out to the machine, and I'm like, he goes, what do you feel? I go, I feel that $10 ticket, but I'm not wasting money on that. He goes, yeah, no, it's not that one. He goes, I'm gonna go for the 20. I go, are you nuts? He goes, look at who you're speaking to. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I mean, I can manifest some things. I said to him, I can make things happen, but not like that. He goes, he touched the machine. He's like, that's gonna be it. He put the 20 in there. Card comes out. He stands there, scratches. He freaking wins $500. I said to
Well,
myself, "Are you freaking kidding me?" And then he goes, "You want to know something really funny? I'm gonna pick that card over there. That's gonna be 250." And no lie, he picked that card over there. It was $250. I'm like, I'm done. I just walked away.
I
I was like,
I won. It's funny because my husband gets scratch off tickets. He plays lottery. He does all that. He's done that since I've known him. He's won a substantial amount of money sometimes. Sometimes he hasn't. Pretty much breaking even, really, with what he's paid out. So, anyways, he has fun doing it. But tonight he took and bought himself a couple tickets and got me a $10 ticket because we've had a friend that has won. Oh my gosh, what was it? 28,000 on a $10 ticket, and they've won a substantial amount of money on another $10 ticket. Well, anyways, tonight he got me that ticket, and I sat on it. I sat on it all day. I sat on it all evening, and this afternoon I decided I'm gonna scratch that ticket, you know, and because I don't buy them for myself, and it was $20. And I'm like, there I am, I'm with what he paid out for $10, I'm $10 ahead of the game. And you got to be grateful for that. You know, that's $20 I didn't have, so UFO God. Hi, honey. Welcome to the room and welcome
I'll tell you the
everybody.
sad part of that story in a minute. There is a sad part to it, sadly. Um, yeah. So this dude, I've known him for like a couple of years, and every time he did a scratch ticket, he would win major amount of money. Well, one day, I ended up stopped working there, and and this is what gets me is if I was there, if I would have stayed at that place and tried to help him, it probably wouldn't have happened. But we had this manager, this guy Sam. He was a total douche. He was always riding us like a bronco. Um, and one day, apparently, after I came back from doing a journey across the world, I came back to find out that he had unalived himself in his backyard because the boss there had stressed him out so much he couldn't take it anymore. And I'm like, I thought, well, damn, if I would have been there, that wouldn't have happened. And it was like my best friend at the time, the only friend I had that was a guy, and that broke my heart to see my friend had that had happened to my friend. And but I've come to realize, I think that he manifested, all that stuff, and then he just got down, and I was the only one to help him. I was the only way to help him, and I wasn't there. And that's kind of why I'm in the predicament I am now, because I have the roommate here, and he's almost the same way. And I feel that if I abandon him, that same thing might happen, and I can't watch that. So I basically put my life on hold and sacrifice it to help somebody out. But there is going to come a time where, I'm going to have to do what I have to do. I can't always be there to hold his hand. He's going to have to do something. I hate to say it and I hate to do that, but I can't. I have a world of love for everybody, and I can't help somebody. I can't. I'd like to help everybody, but you can't just be okay. I hate to say these, but the needs of the many, the needs of the many exceed the needs of the few.
Right. But Epsilon, in you knowing this, why can't you sit with him privately and not all at once, not all at once, but little by little have conversations with him?
It can't happen. He is the type of person he is. We'll have to discuss that on another time about that,
Okay.
but
Okay.
it's just
Yeah.
I can't because online people, yeah.
Right. Right. I understand that. I understand that. My son has, I'll tell you something. My son himself has struggled his entire life. Um, all the way, and he's a wonderful guy, was a wonderful child. And for some reason, he's a little redheaded, very giving, loving person. And for some reason, his entire life, he has had people take advantage of him. I mean, extremely take advantage of him. And in his adulthood now, and he's almost into his 40s, he has realized that who to let go and who to keep a hold of, you know, and who
Okay,
is
I have an
friend.
idea after Richard's done.
Yep. And who is friend and who is foe. You need to use discernment in who is your enemy and who is your friend and who you're going to listen to. There's some people you just need to let go. You need to let them go so you have that peace of mind. Like I've told, Mother Butterfly and Anouk, that I'm a person that we have helped out so many people that have come into our home, like literally has come into our home that we have sheltered and fed and given love to, and they go right back. They go right back to their own demise. At some point, you need to let that go. And I am learning this with my own daughter. I'm learning that I need to let her go, even though she's seen what she could have here. She's seen, the love and the light and everything that we had to offer her and the backing that we had for her. And she chose to go back. And when it's even with your own family, you need to learn to let them go. Family, close friends, and everybody, they need to find their own path. And sometimes it's really hard because as light workers, we have so much love to give, and we're so devoted and so kind and loving and want to help them in our heart. But when we go to help them in our heart, and some of them will look at you and say, I feel it. And I appreciate you and I love you. And you know they do, but yet they still go back to their old ways. And you need to let them go. And I'm learning this with my own daughter, and we were extremely close. Extremely close. And people say that this is a taboo, and I don't think it is. But when I had my daughter, she was a twin, and I lost one of her twins. And when I had her, I was very young. I was 17 years old, and um, she was my best friend. She was my best friend. She's always been my best friend, on top of being my daughter. Believe me, there was times that she needed to be put in line as a child, and it happened. But she was also my best friend, and I wanted her to know that. Um, There's the mom line of me, there's a mom part of me, and then there's the best friend part of me, and then there's a part of me that I'm not going to let you walk all over me. You know, because you're my child, you're my best friend, and I love you. But I've learned over this past time, this last few months, with her going back and being into the life that she's in, I need to let her do that. I need to let her live her own life. And that's a hard pill. That can be a hard thing to swallow. It can be extremely hard.
All right, Candace, I can bring you up if somebody wants to go down.
You're a twin? Oh, that's wonderful. My father was a twin. And my granddaughter, my daughter Dina, her first child was a twin also, and she ended up losing her.
Yeah, I would have been a twin too. What happened? Are you Rachel? Are you there?
I can go down.
Oh,
I have a great manifestation for all of us. Let's all grab here and give everybody a hug. Let's manifest that in the room.
I was waiting for someone to
Big
show up because
hugs.
I was waiting for a certain topic. But I'm still gonna wait for that person to show up because when that does, I have that topic I want to explain. And I haven't seen that person in here yet.
I love you, baby. You good babies. Are you hot? Do you want me to put the fan on? Do you want me to put the fan on? Is you hot,
Does
Ben?
anybody want to go down so Candace can come up?
I'll go down, honey. I'll
I
go
can go
down.
down.
I can go down. It's fine. I'm dealing with a kid anyway.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, honey.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Yes, I'm a twin.
That, thank you for the
Candace.
love.
Um, there's two things about Beth and I. One, we were born 3 pounds 5 ounces, and that was me, and Bethy was 3 pounds 3 ounces. We were tiny
Oh
little
my
babies.
God.
Hi,
Oh,
Val.
you guys were itty bitties, just little itty bitty little loves.
Well, that didn't last long because I gained a bunch of weight, went home first. And overnight, I guess Bethy gained like 3 ounces and said, "Come get me." Back in the '60s, they had to wait till we were 5 pounds. So she gained 3 ounces overnight and said, "Come get me. You're not leaving me behind." That was the whole story behind us twins. Yeah.
Wow. And see, my daughter, the funny thing is that early on in my pregnancy, they knew that I was carrying twins. And then after I had lost one twin, I couldn't, I was 17 years old. I was trying to wrap my head around it, how I could have two children and I lost one. But then when I had my daughter, I was humongous. I was still, my body was still acting as if I was carrying twins. I was humongous. I was 98 pounds, literally 98 pounds before I got pregnant with her. I had been tiny my entire life. I had been skinny, scrawny skinny my entire life. And when I lost one of the twins, I was still carrying like I had twins. And when I had her, I had two doctors in Georgia working on me. And I ended up having her. I almost lost my life because I almost bled out. And she was 10 pounds, 11 ounces.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my God is right.
So everyone, so now that we have most of all the hosts in here, and I don't know if Anouk can come live or not, but I left a message in the group chat. So did everybody read that message?
Uh, I I don't know.
No,
Them
I
like
didn't
it.
read no message, hon. I'm sorry. And no, he's coming live tomorrow. He can't come on till tomorrow night.
Well, I'm asking with all of my heart that we allow Moon, who is my soul sister, to join us as a host. And that's what I put in the group chat.
Well, we discussed that earlier today, so we'll discuss that more tomorrow on the group stuff. But I think that's going to be okay.
Yeah. You know,
Who's
I don't have a problem with it, honestly, because she's very informative. I can feel the light and vibrations from her, and she's very intuitive. And you know, if you want, she can be a host on this live
I'm all for it.
because if Trinity knows, I am basically some people here know that I'm very hard and I'm very picky on who I choose.
Oh, thanks, man. Epsilon,
And
you're a sweetheart.
huh?
You're a sweetheart.
Oh, thanks.
Um, so let me.
But I want to address that questions like this should be taken to personal chat.
I
It's
tried
okay.
that.
It's Epsilon's
Nobody
show, and you handled it,
responded.
so
Well, anyway, we were talking
we're
about
good.
twins. We were talking about twins. Now, let me explain something about Beth. Beth had a stroke and encephalitis. Now, back in the 60s, they didn't know what encephalitis and all that was. They knew what a stroke was, but not encephalitis. So, Bethy is handicapped and has that kind of difficulty. Now, people seem to think that they can't do certain things and they can't grow up or they're never going to amount to anything and they go through their whole life doing that. Bethy has overcome so much. Bethy got married. Bethy had a baby, and Bethy does everything on her own along with her husband because they're both disabled. And so she's very successful in doing things on her own. And I give her all the grace and the divine healing that she needs. And she continues to respond so sweetly to everybody. So I wanted to share that because even though when we're younger that we seem that our childhood, well, I'll use the word incredibly long, and it was incredibly mean for some of us, and we didn't really understand what was going on. Know that we're always going to look for the light, and Bethy does.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And she's so brave and strong for that. And, you as a sister, at being by her side, that's amazing. She couldn't have picked a better twin,
It
if
was
you know what I'm
it was
saying.
written. It was written long ago. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
But I just wanted to share that.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, welcome. Thank you for sharing that.
Epsilon, Epsilon. I made you smile. I love it when you smile, Epsilon. I love it when you're in that mood and there's a glow around you when you smile. Do it again. Do it again. I love it.
Certain things make me smile and make me laugh. You know,
Yeah. And those are the
sometimes
good
I
things.
sometimes I'm reminded of a little snail. You know, he get and he it was a cartoon. It was this little snail, and he would get on a vehicle, and then he'd go turbo, and it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
I just laugh whenever I hear certain things.
Know that is everyone following Moon? Is it,
I don't know. Maybe.
does I mean I know lately they've been letting people up that have like 200 or 300 or whatever. Is she able to come up, Epsilon, if someone drops?
Um.
If
Following
she
her,
won't,
and there's an empty space right now. There's the box empty.
yeah.
Oh, I sent out 2 invites. I don't know who grabbed it
Oh,
first.
there she is. There she is.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I've got plenty of followers or
Okay.
whatever.
Awesome. So, what has been anybody else's experience with manifestation? What has anybody else in here have you manifest? Have you manifested?
So I'm what what has been called, I guess, a master manifester. It's a label. I don't do labels, but just one of those things I've thrown out there. And my whole life, I was careful with things I said or thought ever since I was a child because I didn't want to manifest it into reality. And I would also be the one to like that child that would parent your parents. Like, don't say that. You're going to make it come true. Don't wish bad things upon people if you don't mean it, that type of thing. It's just been natural for me. I manifest things. I think about somebody and they'll message me that day or the next day, and I'll be like, huh, just thought about them the other day. And I don't believe in coincidences. So, yeah.
I know that everything that I have set my mind to, that I've wanted, like I said, sometimes I learned the hard way with manifestation that it's not always directly right on point when you want it when you're trying to manifest it. I thought for a long time, okay, I'm going to take and manifest this, I'm going to have it the next day. It doesn't work like that. But everything that I have manifested, absolutely everything I have manifested, I have received, and I am blessed with that, beyond blessed. And that's how you got to look at it, is that when you do manifest it, sometimes things it's taken me more than okay, I want to manifest a 1964 Volkswagen Beetle. Okay, I wanted this car for so long. I knew where it was at. It took me literally 7 years to manifest that car, but I never gave up on it. And one day when I flew back to Maine to visit my daughter and I came back home, my husband had the car on the back of a flatbed behind my Jeep, and he sent me a picture and he said, "Look what I've got." And he was hauling my 1964 Beetle Volkswagen Bug back to our house. But it took me 7 years to manifest that car.
And you did it with a pure heart, didn't you? Because you really wanted it
Absolutely.
and needed it.
Absolutely.
And that's what we need to do when we want something hard enough. Then that's exactly the mindset. You needed
But
it. You manifested
but
it.
but the thing is though,
But
Epsilon, is that you also have to have it. Manifesting teaches you patience.
oh yeah, I know
You
patience.
Yep, exactly. And anyone that has manifested and has manifested quite a few times knows that you have to have patience in manifestation.
And I like to add too, like, don't doubt it neither. Know the power within. Like if you're not worried about money, then it's always going to be there for you. If you're not stressed about, and it just comes. And if you just do it from the heart and know that you're in your power. I think that's the second one, is just know that it's
Yeah.
true, that
Yep.
it exists.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like when I was manifesting for my husband to get his business. I mean, we've been broke. I mean, broke, beyond broke. Eating ramen noodles, eating eggs, eating you name it, and I still do that because I grew up poor. When you're set in a mindset where you have grown up in a certain situation, sometimes with a lot of us, not everyone, when they do come into money, they change dramatically. And with some people, they don't change dramatically. They have that mindset. You know, I might have $12,000 in the bank, but guess what? I'm still going to the thrift store because I did it with my children growing up. You know, I might go to the thrift store and see a nice secondhand pair of shoes or a nice blouse or a yard sale and get a piece of furniture and redo it. I still do it. I still do it because now we are a little bit more blessed in our household because he did get his business up and going. And we are blessed like that. But I still have that mindset of not being. My mother used to have a saying to me, and she always used to say to me and my brother and my sister, don't ever be above your reason. Don't ever be above your reason. And I have never been above my reason. I get nice things now. My husband blesses me with very beautiful things now. But I also have things that are just as beautiful to me that I have gotten from the thrift store, if that makes sense. But don't ever be above your reason.
Yeah, you stay
Right.
humble. That's beautiful. Staying humble.
Exactly.
Absolutely, Rachel. I totally agree. Like I was saying the other day, is I've had money here and there in my life. It's come to me certain things, like the lottery, or I've gotten a check, or whatever. And it's all nice and stuff, but I've never had a lot of money. And I'm just the type of person that every time I've had money, I just help everybody. That's just who I am. And I can't help that. You know what I mean? So I don't feel money's really nothing. Money's just we need it to live. But other than that, it's paper, you know? It's really
Right.
what it is in my mind, and I'm definitely one of the most ungreedy people on the earth. And I know no matter how much money I have in the bank, I could have a penny or I could have millions. I will always be me. I will always be the way I am.
It should always be who you are.
Exactly. And that's, I think, with a lot of us that have that mindset, seriously, when you have that mindset of not being above your reason and knowing what it's like to be on the spectrum of being struggling, and I mean absolute struggles, and then you have the ability to where you're not struggling so much and you feel blessed and you help people. But even in our struggles, us that are light workers and have the love in our heart, even when we're freaking struggling, like Epsilon and his story, even with him struggling the way he has in his life, he was not above his own reason and he gave back. He gave back, and in giving back, you get so much more, like everyone is saying.
And see, that's the thing when you. 1 second. When and the key thing that I've seen in humanity and people, even light workers, have the same issue. You have to say what you want and what you desire and how you feel in a way where they'll understand it. Because if you don't use the wording and how you word things, they might take it the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, and
Learning that.
yeah, some people take things the wrong way, but it's you that's going to understand what they're saying and what they mean.
Right.
Just because you want to do something, they might interpret it as another, is what I'm saying. And the same thing with manifestation. If you don't, if you're not specific in what you say, you're going to get back something you probably didn't want to happen in that way. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get you. I get what you're putting down, Epsilon.
Yeah, that's a whole be careful what you wish for because you might get
Uh-huh.
it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think a lot of stuff with manifestation too has to do with perspective. So if you can change your if you're and I don't want to say change your perspective because I honor everybody's journey, but if your perspective can be at a different angle, you can see things. I find more peace in it when I change my perspective. So to some people, something might look. I've been through some crap, and when I tell my story, some people are like, "Oh my God!" and you've been through some shit, and I'm just like, yeah, but if you can see it from my perspective and understand that I am grateful for everything I've been through, that I wouldn't be me and I wouldn't be on the journey that I am if it wasn't for that. And I don't see it the same way. So I think perspective and manifestation and then just opening up your heart space is one of the keys for it as well.
Yes. And now we've talked about the lighter side of manifestation. I waited for someone to show up because I wanted to have this discussion when that person was here, but I don't see that person in here, so I'm going to talk about it anyway. Now, there's also the bad side of this too, and that's kind of what I was hinting at when I started bringing up the be careful what you wish for, because there's also been times where yeah, I've asked for something and it quite didn't turn out like that, and after the years of that, I thought, you know what? Oh crap! Maybe I should have been more precise in what I said, but that's why, you know, you have to be precise in what you ask for because there's times where I ask for something, and yeah, it didn't turn out the way I really hoped, and it's because I didn't ask. Like I remember one time, it was kind of a funny thing. I was like, man, I wish I had enough money to get a car. Well, I ended up manifesting the money, but and I ended up getting a car, but it wasn't the car I wanted, and I had not been happy about it. And I thought, well, at least it's something. But again, that's one thing you manifest, and you're like, well, damn, I should have manifested something better, or I should have been more precise. And or one time I was like, man, I really wish I had a cat. I really want a pet. And you go to you manifest this, and you get the opportunity to get a certain cat, and then you're like, no, no, not this cat. Then you walk down the street, you find this homeless cat that keeps on coming up to you, so you end up picking that cat up. It works in mysterious ways. I'm telling you, it gets in both ways.
Well, that cat chose you. That's what that one was about.
Yeah,
That was the cat manifesting you.
right. Oh, good. The person's here. Now, It's a good thing that that person's here. I want to talk about that. It's been in the back of my mind for about a week now. People talk about demons. They talk about bad spirits. They talk about evil things. Now, so in my life, I've had things happen, bad things. Some of them were manifested, and some of them, it was just a person being bad themselves. But when you're going to talk, when people talk about evil spirits, to me, and this is coming from someone that actually ghost hunted, had some spirits, talked to some beings. Everything that is almost dark is manifested within yourself, and that was the key point of this whole thing here. If people were listening the entire time, you manifest. You can be the most powerful manifester ever. I manifested curing somebody of cancer. I manifested everything in this house, and that's just one person. When you got mass and mass and mass amount of people on this planet manifesting something, to you all, we can just say one answer. That's all I want to hear. If you think with mass amounts of people manifesting something, do you think it's going to cause a greater problem, or even a better cause? Do you think that's going to happen?
Yeah, because for one, and considering we're talking about what people consider demons or this and that, when you have a collective of people believing that, that tends, because you get what you believe, it doesn't matter what it is. Like Anouk says, the universe hears yes, it doesn't matter what it is. So if you're resonating or you're believing in that, it has no choice but to come to you. That doesn't make it saying that it's a demon or whatever, but there's a collective consciousness that's around that energy, and you will receive that energy just because of that belief.
So I'm gonna agree with you on that one too. And I've had an experience where, with my husband who is now in jail, but that's a story that he was ruled and believed in darkness and the devil, and it really overtook him. It really overtook him, and I was the opposite. Okay, I never had darkness or devil or anything like that, and he believed in it so much that it made me realize this was part of my awakening. He created his hell. Well, I won't call it heaven, but I created the other side of what he did. And we're a mirror. He's my twin flame. And, but, yeah, I watched it. I watched it really destroy him in a big way. And, I have to allow him to be on his journey and, figure it out for himself. But absolutely, if your mindset is there, I'm not saying that it's not real. It was so real for him, so real for him. And it was real for him where it never affected me. And he couldn't understand that. He just couldn't understand why it wasn't real for me.
Anybody else?
Well, I agree with you, Moon, on that because I had a situation like I had told a dream one time about something holding me down, and I had actual bruises on me, and to me that was so real, and nobody's gonna tell me it wasn't. Like, I felt that thing on me. I had marks on me, and to me it was real, But I also realize now, later in life, that was something I had created, you know? And when you're going through that, it is real. It is real to the person, because that's what they're going through. That's their experience. That's what they're seeing, feeling, smelling, touching. They know it, to them it's real.
Yeah,
However,
and oh, sorry.
yeah, and when you're in that experience in the moment, it's real to you. It really is. And then, but I think as people grow and you learn, I think you understand as you grow that people create that type of thing, you know? And you're right about that. Like, to your husband, it was real, even though to you, you knew no, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's where I'm going to add. This is where really important, and this is like a channeled message as well, that we are creators. We are creators, and we need to understand that and get that acknowledging. You don't have to change your creation, but you are the creator of your universe. You are your universe, and you are the creator of your universe. You are God's. Period.
Exactly. I mean,
Absolutely.
the stuff that you can manifest a lot of things. I had an experience. I don't know how many people noticed it, but I've had an experience about that kind of with an attack, and I come to realize that over the years of that happening, that it was me basically fighting myself. And when you manifest and see, the pride thing about it is you have this government that's making us fear, or some people fear, but I don't fear. That a lot of people having this fear. And the first thing with fear is it makes you negative. When you're negative, part of your soul wants to get released and say, "I want out. I don't like this." So then, in turn, you manifest these demons. You manifest this evil, and you're basically battling within yourself. And when you battle within yourself, you must win, or you're going to lose, and keep battling until you have the strength, the knowledge, and the enlightenment to overcome that battle. And yes, it might it might leave a bruise. Shoot, I had one that left me a cut. I'm in a room, mind you, where there's nothing sharp, but I ended up with a 12-inch slice on the side of on my right side, with my guts hanging out. That's how powerful a manifestation can be when you are fighting within yourself. And when you're fighting within yourself, you're not going to have the understanding. You're going to be confused. You're going to block out your emotions, and you're going to think that you're the only one there, and you can't do that. When you feel that battling, you need to go and listen to spirituality, music, calmness, and look within yourself about the true power and the true life and the true way of being what you want to be, to combat that. So when people say that there's aliens that are evil, no, it's the fear that was installed inside of you to have that fear. Their propaganda, the media, all of this is to have you have fear. And once you have fear, you have the negative. I mean, if you had back in the year 2000, I remember this one thing. There was so many people. There's nothing out there. There was nothing out there. I remember the scientists said there was nothing out there. All of a sudden, you had everybody in the planet going, "Oh my God, I'm gonna get struck by a meteor. A meteor's coming." All of a sudden, they started having reports of a meteor coming and gonna hit the Earth. Then one flew by, and it just came close to the Earth. Now, why was that? It was because people manifested it. When you have everybody's energy in a collective state, united as one in negative, that is going to bring forth things that we don't need. That's why Anouk, me and all these other light workers are talking about being positive. Because if we can alter a meteor with the darkness and the negativity, what can we do with the positive light that we have? We can change the world, we can alter the world. And that is how we're going to do it. And we can't do it one by one. We have to do it together as one. We have to work as one compulsive unit, not as another. And yes, I'm trailing somebody right now, and he's talking right through me. And he's having me say this right now to all of you. He's saying right now, he's saying this is what you need to do. You need to get your head out of your butts, not think of the negative, think of the positive, and work as one. And when you manifest something that is so detrimental to the planet and the universe, you got to push that away and unite as a holy one and push it away. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Holy cow.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely.
There
Yeah.
you go. That
Go Epsilon!
Absolutely. Yep. And
Wow.
I
yep.
knew he was going to come. I knew it. I knew when this chat was going to happen. I knew. I felt that it was like the doomsday clock coming out. I knew it because
Huh.
he is very peed off about the manifestation, and then somebody brought up manifestation in another chat, and I was resonating with it all week, and all of a sudden I knew he was going to break out, and he's like, "Let me out," and I said, "Come on through. You're the next contestant
Yep.
on. Let's reveal
Yep.
to the world."
It's like Epsilon. It's like I said before in one of our lives before with the Nook, that a couple, 2 or 3 years, or maybe 2 years ago, there was a group of people that got together like this, and people that were from all around the world. And in every single country, there was gatherings. In the United States, in Iran, in Iraq, in China, there were people that all gathered in. I mean, we're talking in large groups. And what our main goal was to put out love to the entire universe. And all of us got together, and like we were assigned, okay, I'm from the United States, you're from Japan, we had people from every country, and every one of us, the people that were assigned that particular country, they had to film the people in their country doing this, and they did. And then we all came together and we put out a loving vibration into the universe. Well, there was a scientist, or a few scientists, I should say, there are a few scientists that knew that we were all doing this, and they looked at the vibration that particular day and the impact that it had on the planet, and the vibration of all of us collectively coming together around the world had a huge vibrational impact on this planet. I was so
and
proud to be a part of that.
and it was a tipping scale, and it raised the vibration of this planet, and it lowered crime rate. I remember that. That's
Yes.
beautiful.
Yep.
Yep. I remember that. Yep. Absolutely. 100%. It works. Be love.
Yep. Epsilon,
Yes, I'm here. He's
are
sitting
you
back
gonna
there again.
are you gonna channel somebody else?
Holy crap! I don't know.
We
Tonight,
see it brewing. We see it brewing.
yeah. It sometimes it's the thing with me is I have to hold them back, and it somehow, for some obscure reason, when it comes to red, they decide they want to come out. That's kind of when you see me wear red, that is when I'm at the most powerful, and I'm more ready to break out. And when you see something like this one, this kind of the dress shirt is kind of the formal, something big's coming. And when I sat here and I was like, what should I wear? And then I was like, oh, okay, I'm picking that one because I know something big's going to happen.
Hmm.
So I kind of dressed up for the occasion
I
because I
know.
knew something. was going to come through. And then I sat here and I was talking, and I knew he said, let me out, let me out. And then I just went out. And that's what happened. And there's others back there that they're not sure if they want to come out and say anything right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Epsilon, you're extremely handsome. And
Oh, thank you.
you're a wonderful, wonderful human being. Your soul, no, seriously, his soul is just, when you get to know each and every one of you on this kind of level, not physically being able to hug you and feel your energy, but for your energy, each and every single one of you to come through on this platform and for us to be as a collective to feel that energy, it's beautiful. Each and every single one of you.
We're all that light. We're all them beings.
Well
So
said. Well
beautiful, and I'm
said.
glad that we're all doing this as a collective because every single one of us is needed, not only up here but in chat. Everyone is needed. Everybody has a little piece of something that adds to the collective that's drastically needed. So I love it when people come and voice their thing and become part of the family because all we're doing is growing and getting more and more powerful. A beautiful thing.
Exactly. And I feel you. It's like I feel and learn from each and every single one of you. I mean, there are times when I think that I have my shit together and I don't. I don't. I don't until I come on one of these lives and I hear all of us coming together collectively talking to each other until I realize I really didn't, I didn't know that I needed even more of this information and what everybody is putting together collectively as an individual, how much I need this.
And when you, well, where are we now? About an hour. Okay, yeah. So when you manifest something, it's kind of like it's the same thing as a channeling. You have to be in the right frequency, in the right tone, and the right love, and you have to be in the right place. Because if you're not in the right place, you're not going to channel the right being. You're not going to channel what you want. You're going to get something else. You have to be in the right frequency. Everything works as tones and frequencies and numbers. You have to you have to be in that series in order for the stuff to happen. Even one number off, you're going to mess it up. It's like anything, when you want to make cookies, you forget you want to make sugar cookies, but you forget the most important ingredient. You forget the sugar. It's going to be cookies, but it's not going to be the sugar cookie. That makes any sense to anybody?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. We are all vibrational beings. We are vibration. That is what we're made of. Love, light, vibration.
Okay, then I think, Epsilon, you just put it in perspective. We're all each other's sugar in our cookies.
Well, I'm missing the chocolate chips in my cookies.
As
Okay,
long as
you
they're
want
not peanut butter, I'm good.
as long as they have sugar in it, we're all good. No
All
matter
right,
the
Joy.
cookie.
Do you have anything you wanted to add, Joy?
Yes,
Any questions?
yes. Hi, Epsilon. Hi, everyone. This is my first time in one of your boxes. I just joined you. I just heard you talking about manifestation, and I agree with you 100%. And I don't know what you talked about already, but I just want to say something really quick. Thank you, everyone, for just everything you said about yourselves and all your past lives. I've been really motivated and taking a lot of notes and everything you said. You helped me with a lot of things. There's one thing I did want to say to you, and this is a result of you having a Nook on your show as well. Is I haven't heard anyone talk about their pets, and I'll be real quick about this, and I'm going to drop because my journey going through the spiritual awakening and thinking that it started early this year and reading my dream book and seeing all this actually started in 2020. I forgot all about that, the beeping starting then. And I've actually been manifesting so many wonderful things in my life. I started noticing similar things happening in my pets. And please hope no one laughs about this when I say it. I do have one cat, and I noticed her, the emotional things with her I won't see unless I look at her tail, and that's how they express themselves. And the most amazing thing happened last week, Epsilon, when you talk about frequencies and being at that right number. This is the first time I said this out loud on TikTok, so please believe I feel in my heart that this happened and I heard it. This is what I'm talking about. I've been feeling very happy and high vibrational and loving and listening to a lot of different frequencies and practicing on staying at high vibrations for my happiness and for my health. So what happened was it was kind of a telepathic kind of thing. I have since heard the voice of my higher self. It was a one word hello. And with my cat, I was telling her, I love you so much. And I say that all the time. I love you so much because I want her to know. Because manifestation or helping others or loving others, I remind myself it's more than just about me. It's I got to start with me and remember who I am, but in the end, I've got to love everything and everyone. And I can get a little teary-eyed, but I did want to tell you this real quick. I was telling her I love you so much. And Epsilon, do you know what I heard? It was, in the back of my mind, you get those, it's a telepathic message. In response to me saying that to her, I heard, we know.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
just her.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
I was before that referring to myself as, okay, there's me and there's my double, this giddy, oh, my double, my subconscious, she's there. My cat in response is, we know. So I'm like, that makes sense. The
Mm-hmm.
conscious and subconscious mind referring to itself as we. She
Yeah.
knows that I love her.
Yes, absolutely. It's like with I have a little chihuahua that I adopted, and there are times that I will hold her close to me, and she will literally, because my love is pouring through that hug in her so much that she literally will look up at me. And my daughter has seen it, my husband has seen it, my granddaughters, that she will literally have tears running down her eyes. And I tell her subconsciously and through my mouth, verbally, I love you, Zena, so much. You're such a wonderful girl. And she knows I love her beyond love. And I can totally understand what you're saying.
You know how
All
hard
the
it is to
animals
tell
on
the
this
fact,
planet
though. Yes, it is amazing.
I'm glad
all
you
of the
brought this
animals,
up.
hold on, all the animals on this planet are of one soul and one mind. Some people take them as familiars. You humans have to realize that these beings that are residing inside these animals are here to guide you and help you when you feel down, when you feel sad. That is why we put them there to help you. They are connected to you in the patterns of your life. So when you're at your most feel sad, they're there to help you and guide you in your way in life. And that is how it was meant to be. When you walk down the street, you see An animal look at you. You see a deer. It looks at you curiously. It's because it's familiar with you. When you see a stray cat and it comes up to you and loves on you, it's because it's feeling your vibration, your love, your compassion. And that is why you have to connect with nature in a loving way.
Is this Epsy?
Oh,
Epsy?
Effie? Is this
Yeah,
oh,
Epi?
indeed it is.
Is this Epi?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Are you a
Hello,
violet flame?
Epi.
Because your aura turned so bluish purple. It is
Hmm.
breathtaking, amazing, bright.
Yeah, you're glowing right now, Epi.
You are. Absolutely. I knew it.
Look at the glow around him, Rachel. Look at it.
I see it.
And
Wow.
you have to have the love and compassion within each other for them to come down to your level. And that's what people don't understand. They want to eat these animals and hurt them and abuse them without showing the love and compassion for every being on this planet, and everything on this planet has a life form. Just give thanks for it, and they don't. They kick that mangy dog that's trying to come up to you and help you. That's not what you're
Hmm.
supposed to do at all. You're supposed to show with the compassion as you would another human. You show compassion for them too. And that is the frailty of a human because they don't understand. It is so sad that they do not understand. That's why this is the age of enlightenment. You all need to have that stage of love and compassion. It might be hard. They might slap your face. You must turn it to the other side and let them do it again if it has to. But planting the seeds of goodness will eventually bear the fruit if you water it and nourish it in the proper way. But if you do not, it is not going to be anything but a worthless, withering tree that is going to fall down just to heat the planet.
Hmm.
And that is why Mother Gaia is acting the way she is. She has not felt the love and the compassion from the humans. They've treated her bad. They've victimized and done other things to her. And it's not what a species of people do. Instead of being a loving, compassionate species among the planet, they become parasites instead of loving beings. So, in order to change that, instead of becoming the parasite, become the loving being that you all are meant to be. For many times I've tried to speak, but people do not listen. My words are words of love and compassion, not words of dismay and dishonor. You must honor everything with the love you have for each other. And it's just that you have to open your eyes to the world. We are children of the galaxies, and we are also children of this earth because we are on this earth. We are part of this earth. We are residing on this earth means we're a part of it. That means we should treat it with respect and honor and dignity it deserves. But we are not. Anybody else have anything to add? What happened?
You just channeled Epi, and you're glowing blue. I
It
took
was
like
beautiful.
15. It took like 15 screenshots of Epsilon. I'm gonna send them to you in the group chat after this. You are still
Well,
glowing. You are glowing blue. Your
you guys
aura
are
is all over you. It's
you got your
amazing right now.
pajamas
Everybody
today.
can see it, right? Everybody's
Yeah.
still seeing it?
Epsilon, sit
Oh my
still for a
god.
second. Epsilon, sit still for a second. Let me see
Sit
you.
still.
Okay, there, I got you. Yep.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Um,
I
No
took like
problem.
15 of them already. The whole time he was channeling, I took tons of them. Wow,
But
you're
now
gonna see
don't,
yourself, Epsilon.
but Joy, don't, Joy, honey, don't ever try to stifle your voice of what you feel. Um, that you're getting from anything from don't ever try to stifle your feelings or your thoughts that you're getting from anything. And I mean, I know that humans are programmed a lot to say, I know this sounds silly, I do it myself. But nothing is silly. Nothing is like, you know, I totally get where you're coming from with your pet. I'm very connected with animals and nature. I love animals and nature, and that's why I am. That's why I feel like I'm part of like the Wiccan side of it. With I'm part of the Wiccan side of it with as far as being an earth witch, because I love animals, I love nature, I love the planet, I love the universe, I everything about this being that is in this body and surrounded with the things that I'm surrounded with nature and earth and planet and air and water and fire and everything. I love it all. So anything that you experience with your loved one, and they are loved ones, our animals, some people, like Epsy was saying, some people treat these beings very cruelly, and we've all seen that. And people that have such light hearts, it hurts our heart to see that happen, because we know as a collective and as a loving light that we want nothing but love and light for that being. And with your cat, with my dogs, and with so many other people that are connected with them, we want that love and light and that connection. And you are just so more connected with your fur baby.
Yes, thank you so much. And it's just, I hadn't heard anybody talk about it. And it's just, I realized she's going through what I'm going through too. I had no idea. So I started paying more attention to her. And she was getting these telepathic messages, and I was like, what's going on with her? Tail is a little big. What's going on? So I just wanted to share that. And thank you so, so much for understanding. Thank you.
Well, thank you for
Absolutely.
sharing it.
I wanted to say too, like Rachel, I have such a connection with animals in nature, but especially animals, and I communicate with my dogs on a regular. I also have a dog, Rachel, who cries. Her name's Coco, and she talks to us, and I understand my animals, and I don't care who calls me crazy. I I connect with them on that level. I showed you guys the other day the stray cat that follows me around. That cat, I could be, that cat's been in the woods and comes flying out of the woods to get to me. It's like crazy. But I have a communication with him, and he's not even my cat, but I know that cat is connected to me somehow. And
So I'm
every animal is, they do communicate with us. And it's seeing those signs and understanding it, feeling it. And that's what happened with you, Joy. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Here's another
and
thing I want
I
to
would
say.
like to add,
Can
if
let
I
me add
can.
something here? Whoever. 1 second. I'm sorry. But this came to me at the same time that if you look at how a human is, people say, we're not part of this earth. We're not we're not meant for here. You know what? What you don't seem to realize is every emotion and everything that we do relates to something on this planet. Look at the ants; they colonize. The bee, they move things and pollinate planet. I mean, pollinate not planet, plants. You've got different insects doing certain things that a human does. Even animals do what a human does. Look at the birds; they migrate. Look at the buffalo, and they stay in packs, and they try to guard the weaknesses. The people the buffaloes with weakness. Everything is somehow related to a human, and that is how we're connected too. But people don't open their eyes and eventually see that. They just think, oh, it's an animal. It's a stupid animal. Let's just eat the thing. But no, or that's just the bee. It doesn't. It's not. Doesn't know anything. Do you know how much intelligence it probably took them to make that hive? Do you know how much intelligence it probably took that ant to make those things under there? They're so beautiful and they're so unique. And look at the civilization. They're led by a leader that cares for everybody. You notice the pattern. Everybody. There's always a leader, and the leader is always showing love and compassion to the others. And that the animals get it better than us because we're so into ourselves and our greed, lust, desires that we don't take into effect, that we don't realize that we're not working in the unity. You're looking for yourselves. That is why this is it is important, and we've now come in our awareness and in our evolution to realize, dude, we got this all wrong. We have to work together and do that. Sorry, I just had to get that out. You can go, Moon.
You're okay. You're okay. You're good. I want you to keep channeling like this. It's amazing. You have such profound messages.
I'm
I
not
just wanted to
messaging
add
Peggy
that
either.
that animals see our vibrations, you guys, and I want you to step outside, okay? And I want you to notice the birds that fly around and sing around you. You guys are, we are all like Snow White, and it's only this is what I can think of, okay? And the squirrels and the deer and whatever else that you might not know. That just look and pay attention because they see you. They see you where you are, they see your vibration, and they're watching you, and they're guiding you, and they're attracted to you, and birds will sing to you, and they'll bring you presents. It's beautiful and it's amazing. These animals were put here, like Epsilon said, or when he channeled, they're here to guide you. They're here with you, and they are a part of you, and they are connected to you. We are connected to everything. We are connected to it all.
You're correct, Moon. It's beautifully said, and I totally feel that. Like I was saying with that stray cat, it feels my vibration. I'm walking to the mailbox, it comes flying out the woods. It feels my vibration. And people don't, I think a lot of people don't understand what, like you were saying, as far as that goes. A lot of us do now, but there are many who don't understand how connected we are, you know? And it is all about vibration, a lot of it.
I've always said, and I've always put it this way, that I connect with people in this aspect of it. I connect with people on how they treat animals. If I know or see someone that is being very cruel, I cannot connect with that person. I cannot. I can't. I cannot connect with a person that has an animal on a chain that is hooked to a tree for its entire life. I'm sorry, but I can't connect with that. I just can't.
I totally agree, and that shouldn't be like that. I think that if you're going to have an animal, that you should, have it in a cage, and not a cage, bigger area so it can run free and wild. But yeah, when you The only thing that I have an issue with is when you go out and you're walking down the street, of course you need to have the dog leash or an animal, whatever it is. But when they have it outside in the train and it's in the dirt and they got dirty food and water and they're just letting the dog be out there or the animal being out there getting fleas, and out in the heat or even went out in the cold, that is cruelty to an animal. And I don't care. I will actually call the animal rescue on that because I do not go with that. I don't play that, and I've never liked it. I never will. I have raised 356 rabbits, 17 dogs, tended a garden, and 13 brothers and sisters, and we had other animals too. So when every one of those animals passed on to the next life, I would sit there and I would thank that animal for its life as I buried in the ground. And I could not even see a harmful thing happen to an animal. And I can't, and I don't like it. And sometimes when we're driving down the road, I see an animal on the side. I go, that's so sad. And I close my eyes and I go, I hope that you go to a better being,
Yes.
a better
Yes.
individual,
I do
a
that
better
all
life
the
for them.
time. I do that all the time, Epsilon. When I see an animal that's been hit, I do that all the time as we drive by and know that there's nothing I can do. It's gone, but I just send it into the light. And this is the difference between an empath and people of love and light and people that can't see that love and light.
And not to discredit any spiritual people here, but I'm just going to say that I know I'm probably going to hear something about this, and people might actually agree, but we'll just see. I think, honestly, the most spiritual people that have it the most rough are the empaths because they feel everything. And I feel everything. I feel the love. I feel the hatred. And when you feel all that amongst the other abilities, that makes it harder on an empath. I'm just saying.
Well, no, you're right there because you don't want, as
I
an
agree.
empath, you don't want somebody to go through that. You don't want people to feel that kind of pain. You want them to not have that kind of journey. That's part of being the empath. It's definitely big on that. I think people that are empathic go through such hardships.
Uh-huh.
And I agree. I absolutely agree. And I wonder sometimes if that's part of our journey on purpose, to get us to be more enlightened, to help others. It also causes us to be people pleasers, and we end up hurting ourselves even more. But we grow through this as well.
Most empaths, when you ask them about how they grew up, their life was a living hell. They've had some kind of trauma that's so severe to them that it altered who they were, their being, their essence. They altered, they changed, and they became an empath. And they, in turn, that's what I'm saying, most empaths had they were the black sheep, they weren't loved, they were mistreated by a loved one, or something like that, or in other things, but I can't say that on TikTok because, I don't want to get bananas. But other stuff had happened to them, and that makes it affects the empath more, and that brings out the feelings and emotions. Because when I had my prophetic dream, I have never in this lifetime ever felt every emotion at the same time. When you feel that, I don't know if other empaths have ever felt that. You feel every emotion on the planet at the same time, I almost had a heart attack and I had to go to the hospital. That's how powerful I had it. And I don't know if
So
anybody else experienced that, but I'm
Absalon, I had the same thing. I had that happen to me. It was my grand awakening, all emotions at the same time. And I felt connected and disconnected all at once. And I felt that I was nothing and everything. It's very overwhelming. So, yeah, I've had that. I'm right along with you, honey.
thank you, Terry. That was very nice of you to say. But yeah, that when an empath gets that, that's the time where they are going to be pushed up into the next evolution of being an empath. That is the
Yeah,
essential key right there. When you
yeah.
experience that one thing, it pushes you into a new level.
Because
Yeah,
I
correct.
felt that. I felt that as well. I was like, for like 2 months, I want to say at least 2 months, I was a ball of emotions. I felt every emotion. I felt hatred, anger, love, severe love. I mean, I went through the gamut with it.
And it almost was like I was going to have a nervous breakdown again.
Yes, yes,
And
yep.
at that
I
same
felt I
time,
felt like I was going to die. I really
exactly.
felt like I was dying. Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm As a matter of fact, I told my husband that. I actually told my
I
husband, I
did the
said,
same. I did
yep,
the same thing, honey. Yeah, I did. I hear you. I said, I think I'm dying.
yep. I told
I
my
hear that.
husband the same thing. I said, David, I said, I think I'm dying. And he goes, what do you mean? And the only thing that I could say to him at the time, he goes, what do you mean, honey? You think you're dying? He goes, you're not dying. He goes, I said, no, I feel like I'm dying from the inside out, is what I told him.
Yeah, I think this is what came to me when I was going through that process, and I might enlighten you guys. I don't know if I will, but maybe it will help. I feel like that was me, my second coming, like that was my resurrection. That moment, that time was my resurrection. And that's how I aligned it into me,
Uh-huh.
was that was my second coming, that was my resurrection, that was God calling me back home, Jesus coming to take me, however, wherever you want to take it. That was what happened to me, and that's exactly what I felt, because you feel everything all at once. You feel like you're dying. You feel like you're it's just like it's a new beginning, a new birth, a birthing the new when
Yeah.
you get through it.
And I questioned everything.
And
I
I look,
questioned absolutely everything. And it's like,
Yes.
yep,
and I, hold on a second. And I also, when that happened, I was getting flashes of images of certain things that I can't speak on TikTok. And then I thought, for some reason, I'm not even, I wish I was hallucinating. I was on some kind of drug paraphernalia because I seen, it was like this. It was like I was seeing a phoenix pass on and rise from the ashes.
Oh,
That is
sir. Yes,
exactly
sir.
what I seen. Like,
Yes, sir.
I was sitting in the hospital and I looked up, I seen a phoenix pass on and then resurrect right in front of my face. I've never said that to anybody, but yeah, I've seen that and I thought, holy
So
crap.
I have a white phoenix that I saw. It was pure white, and it rode through the fire while I rode on its back. But we were one, if that makes any sense. Like I was seeing through its eyes, and yeah, we rode through the fire and up through the ashes. So yeah, I got that same thing, honey. So we've all experienced the same kind of grand awakening, which is what I call it, a
yeah.
resurrection.
And
And
mine
that's
was
what I
more
called
like,
it.
mine was mine when I went through it and came through it and went through it. And mine was more like a lion that, I mean, the only way I can say it is to say it. It's more like a lion and I had blood all over my face, and I was roaring. I was roaring into the universe. I've got this. I've got it.
And I tried to figure what the meaning of that was, and I figured it out. It was my past life and everything that I thought. Because when a phoenix passes, you think the light has been diminished. It's time for it to evolve into a different kind of a phoenix, into a high and be more powerful than it was in its last incarnation. And that right there was the key thing too that helped me with my abilities and got me stronger to feel. And actually, that was one of the key points too, where I started seeing people what the being inside of them in their past lives. That's when that started for me. Was when I had that happen. When that happened, I started seeing. When I look at people, I ended up starting to read how they were by their emotions, their actions. I started to see people. When I look at them, I can see sometimes I can see the life that they lived, or what alien species they are, and that is when I actually gain that ability. So me going through that was a blessing, even though it was very traumatic going through that. It was the most enlightening thing I've ever experienced, and I think that some of us have already had that. And when you're an empath, it's 1,000 or 1,000,000 times stronger than a normal spiritual person, because they're ascending into a higher level plane of awareness, and it's very hard for them to cope and deal with stuff. That's why when that empath gets married or gets involved with somebody, they're unsure and they're confused in their life patterns and their life ways. And I think that they got so much love and compassion, they don't want to hurt the other person's feelings and stuff like that. And I think that in turn makes them feel weak. But when they look inside themselves and they see the power that's within, they can obviously pick it out and go, this
Yeah.
is way I should be, not the way I ought to be.
Yeah. Remember that movie
Absolutely.
all the do you guys I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's the movie where all the young there were some teenagers and some young children, and they were all becoming like they all were coming into their power of there was like Aquaman. There was like a storm. There was like, and they were all coming into their
X-Men?
power.
Are
Yes,
you talking about X-Men? Yeah, okay.
yeah, like that's how we are. I feel like that group, and they all got together. They all got together, and they were finding out how to use their collective powers. And this is what it is. We're all coming in and coming together, and we know we all have this within us. And we are all coming to the realization of what gifts we have. We're like that.
And the key essential thing that why I suggest that we all unite is one, because it reminded me of a movie a long time ago. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was kind of like this. This is like we're living the movie, honestly. That in this movie, that the world was gone to crap. They were having fun. They were doing it. The world was exactly like this one. And in the movie, there was a bunch of light workers and spiritual people. They all got together and as one consciousness, and they actually pulled it off. They got to a certain level of love, compassion, and this. And then in the Bible, it talks about there will be a new heaven and a new earth. So you know what those people did in the movie? They actually manifested another earth. So up in the sky at the end of the movie, there was Earth around two suns. And I thought, well,
What movie is this, Epsilon?
I don't remember the name of it. It was something on TiVo a long time, TiVo, and it was some science fiction movies that are kind of like a B-rated movie. It was kind of like that. It was some B-rated movie that some indie worker had made, and it really connected with me and it resonated because I thought when I watched it, I'm like, okay, because I'm into the sci-fi thing, and I wish that would never go, even, because that with the sci-fi, I think with the movies and the sci-fi and like that brings people to another stage of enlightenment, and they actually can, realize, well, we can do that stuff. We just have to have that level of evolution to hit that. Some sci-fi movies are bad, but I think ones like that is kind of a spiritual thing, and I applaud the director for making it. I wish I knew the name of the movie, but once I watched that, it gave me a whole new perspective on the new Earth and the manifestation and what we can do, and the power it grows, and the power behind the manifestations that we can do. We could actually physically create a new Earth. We can go there. And the thing is, and the funny part of it is, the people that were on the old Earth could not even enter that other Earth until they hit that stage of enlightenment.
So that's exactly, I don't want to say that's exactly what's happening, but that's exactly what I believe is happening. And it is called a new earth, and the vibration is splitting us from the old earth to the new earth, and it's just a different vibration. And until the people have gone through their journey and is able to raise their vibration to that aspect, to the new earth, they just keep recycling, or not recycling, but cycling back through until they learn, until they grow, and then they can also ascend to the new earth as well.
Yes, and I believe that there are people also on this planet that don't want this to happen. You've got to understand that. There are certain individuals on this planet that have been in act of dumbing us down for a very, very, very long time, for centuries. It goes right into the food we eat, the water we drink, and everything that we consume. And this has a lot to do with the physical body and the being that we are. And they have tried to do this.
It does to a point, and I do agree with you, Rachel, as long as we fear that, it does. But if we understand that we are everything, that we are all of it, then they can't poison us. So the belief is in what you believe in.
Right.
And so to keeping us, yeah.
But the thing is, there are people out there that understand that they don't believe everything's poison. They don't see it. You know what I mean? They don't see it like we do. So they're always going to live in that lower vibration because they're not seeing it the way we do. You know?
Yes,
Right,
exactly.
but someday, Dorinda, some lifetime, some time, they're going to have their awakening, and that will change for them too. It might not be this lifetime, it might not be the next lifetime, but it is going to happen for them at some point. So I try to look at it as like graduation, right? So we're, people that are knowing are in graduation, and other people are still in kindergarten.
Right. And that was actually Hopi who said that. It wasn't Dorinda, it was Hopi.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry,
That's
Dorinda.
okay.
I thought I'm
That's
so
okay.
sorry about that.
It was the best part of the movie.
It's okay, honey.
Got me the most. The reason why, and they explain this in the movie, the reason why some people on the planet didn't see it. They were saying because in order to see the Earth, you have to be in that vibrational level. And then when the beings came from the other earth, they were exactly human, just like us. And they said, "We've always been here. You just couldn't open your eyes to see us." And the
Mhm.
funniest part about it was everybody that had passed on were there
Oh,
on that
shit.
planet. They came down, like there was one guy, he really loved his mom, and she was still on this earth. And he said to her, "Mom," he actually came down, he goes, "In order to see the planet, and in order to see me, and in order to see the lightness," because she couldn't see him, but she knew he was there, and she could hear him. He goes, "In order to see me, you have to be more spiritual. You have to get out and not fear that the world is going to end. You have to fear nothing. You have to have the love in order to see the true meaning of love and compassion and see the true earth that we're meant to be."
Mm.
But doesn't that make sense? Because we have ancestors and stuff that just up and disappeared, and we don't know what happened to them.
Indeed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wow, I'm beyond honored to know all of you people, and to be in this path.
It is an honor to have each and one of you here to share these experiences, to show this enlightenment, to engage in this kind of conversation without having some negativity come in and distort the vibration of what we're trying to do.
Yeah, Epsilon.
Many, many
I'm gonna
people
drop.
in many
I'm gonna drop
cultures.
down. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, who was
I'm
that?
gonna drop
Sorry.
down. I'm gonna drop down, honey, so you can bring Jennifer up because she's
Okay,
very enlightened too. So give her a chance. Okay.
okay. Because sometimes it's hard for when I'm doing all this to see what's going on down there. I have a hard time seeing that stuff. And it's not that I'm ignoring anybody. That's why I have hosts up here to help me. Because, when I get channels and words coming from other things, it's hard to focus on that and listen to them at the same time. It's kind of like I got a 5 people conversation going on between them and then watching this. So, yeah, that's why I have these hosts, these kind, gentle hosts that help me when this happens. But, Jennifer, what would you like to add?
Hi, good evening, guys. I've missed you so much. But anyway, I had a dream last night about and we were all taking a picture, and there must have been 50 to 75 people of just hosts from a nuke show, and or Rory and Mother Butterfly, and it was freaking amazing. It was oh my god, I'm getting teary eyed again. Gosh dang it. But it was so beautiful. And this show right here tonight with you, Epsilon, has been really, really enlightening. I freaking love it. And all the hosts are just I just love you guys. You guys are my sisters and my brothers, and I my favorite thing to do or to watch or to be a part of. And manifesting earlier when you were talking about manifesting, I had manifested my business, and I'm working on manifesting moving to where am I going? um Sugar, god dang it. Oh, Missouri. And I never thought I would want to move there, but my dad lives there, his wife, and my aunt and uncle, and they just all moved there recently, um, because my grandparents were there for a little while before they passed away, and um, so yeah, I just really think my mom's getting a little bit older, and I'm 52, so you know, thinking that anything's going to happen to where I'm going to need somebody else, but I don't have any family here in California. I have friends, but all my family's in Missouri, and I just feel that it will be a lot better, um, family wise, and having that people that love you and want to help you and stuff like that. Um, for just in case. And then Missouri is so freaking beautiful, and it's a lot cheaper than California. So I'm like, yeah, let's go. But my mom, I don't know, she loves. She's always been here, and
That's
so I don't know. But my gosh, the wet. I mean, weather, but
the first to
the
accomplish.
we live in Corona, and we're in between two quarry mines or whatever, and it's just dirty. The sky is just dirt, and it's not good for her health because she has really bad lungs right now, and so anyway, yeah, uh, I
Um,
love
if I,
okay, I'll shut up for a minute.
Thank you, Stephanie.
yeah, I think the manifestation is a positive and good thing, and I think that we've all done really well with manifesting things. We just want to focus on one goal and see where it takes us.
Yeah, but like you said earlier, you have to really be specific on your manifestation.
Yeah. Yes, you do. Yeah. Yep, you do. Because you can get yourself in trouble when you don't.
I forgot the last topic you guys were talking about because I got excited to get on the show, so my mind went blank. What were you talking about?
Creating a new
Hey,
earth and heaven on
Jennifer.
earth.
I miss you, Jennifer. It's been a while, a couple days, man. How long's it been since we heard
Right?
from you?
I know.
Feels like forever.
Doesn't it? I know.
It
I know. It feels
don't hear from one of the other ones. We're like, what's going on with that person? Are they okay?
yeah. Yeah, I didn't have my phone had no service in Missouri. So I got to get that figured out. What's going on? I had service in part of the house, but not another part of the house, so it was kind of weird. So, but I don't know.
And another
Well,
thing
our
that I
next
wanted
meeting, but not here. You know what I mean? On our one of our host meetings, we'll catch you up on some stuff.
Right on. Thank
another thing,
you.
yeah, another thing that I wanted to bring up is it goes more than just helping the people you know and helping, yourselves in your manifestation. It also helps when we plant our seeds. And more often than not, some people do it, some people don't. You've got people that, when you walk into a store, that slightest little hello with a smile could change their life. Or, walking, seeing a person walk out with a dog. Pet the dog. Start talking to the person if you feel that's what you need to do and you feel that it's kind of safe. Or, just start a conversation, about things things and, and start a conversation because, and try to help the people, when you help them as an individual, when you just go to a homeless person, drop $1 in a can or $5 in a can, is that really, it is helping, but it's not really, because you never know, that person could just take that money and do something dumb with it. They might be grateful, they might buy some food, some people do, but it's also having the conversation and interaction with them, because you never know, that person could have been a freaking genius that's just had bowed down on his luck and didn't have the funds and the funds to do what they wanted in life, and they're just sitting there on the street. And once you have that conversation, that might lift them up and push them into another. They might push them into another part of their evolution, and they might realize, well, gosh, that person came up to me, they dropped money, and they talked to me, and that empowered me. I haven't had that power in 10 years. And you tell them and you help them just by talking to them. That might change and alter that person's life. And when that person's life has changed, they can go down the street and remember what you did for them. And then that would help somebody else. It's a chain reaction, the ripple effect. And also, the whole meaning behind the butterfly, to me, it's called the butterfly effect. What you do is going to change the pathway of life. But if you don't, it's going to be in an endless loop, an endless cycle. It's not going to go anywhere. So when you want to talk to somebody and you feel that they need the help, even if they say they don't want to talk to you, you kind of want to force the issue a little, not because you're trying to be a speed demon and rush through things. It's because you feel the enlightenment for every individual, not just one. You want to feel that enlightenment and express to them that it's not what you think, and it's about how they perceive it. And you have to come across as more of an not like an intellectual, because when some people spit a lot too much knowledge to somebody, they're just going to be turned off by that. You have to spread the spirituality and share the same commonalities. And no matter what kind of relationship you have, no matter what kind of, it could be a love relationship, it could be someone you want to get to know, or it could be someone like a friend or a sister or a brother, a grandparent. And the way you word things and the way they perceive them are going to be different from the way you think and the way you act and what you say. And that again helps in with the perceiving of things.
So I'd like to add that to a little bit, because that kind of happened to me today, and it is about your presence. So I had a woman, I work at a pretty busy restaurant, and we had a woman that some would call eccentric, okay, and she had this big black, not fur, it wasn't fur, but like a fluffy jacket on that was definitely not made for October. But anyway, she was just very eccentric. You can tell by the way she spoke and the way she moved that she was different. And she was with a group of 20 people that came in to dine as a family, and she went outside to smoke a cigarette, and she didn't have a lighter, and she was asking people for lighters, and I guess one of our other customers came in and complained. And so I went outside with a lighter and I spoke to her, and I just the time of just being there, not to just hand her the lighter, because I could have just handed her the lighter and walked off, but I listened to her for just a moment, and she was so appreciative of our restaurant, and because we dance, and she thought we were pretty, and just being there for the moment. It didn't matter what she said. It just, the moment of being there and listening to her for just that moment made her day. Maybe it had helped her align more to her higher self. Maybe she aligned me more. I'm not exactly sure about that 100%, but it was just a great moment. And that's all we have in life, are just moments, to be present in that moment, that one situation, just to be present in it.
We also have to heal people with the love and the manifestation that we have. It's so sad that the humans don't realize that what manifestation can do, and the honor and the true power that they have within him, but they just don't realize that words and love are the key ways to heal this broken planet. That we should have much love and compassion for each other, because even us out in here in the universe, we look down, we shed tears upon the earth, because it saddens us that people don't realize that the power that they have within them, they can manifest this healing. They can, and these negative energies make these diseases grow within inside of your bodies. That we would want to help you, but it is not in our nature to help you. It is in our nature to guide you. Because if we come down here and we help you, you're not going to learn anything, my children. It is very hard for you to understand that the power is within yourself. You just don't understand and comprehend that. But you've now entered the stage of enlightenment and the stage of ascension, and that will heal you, and you can overcome these handicaps in your life, these diseases. Just look around nature. Nature's there. When I was once on that planet, I found likeness in the universe, and it drew me to come there. I walked across the planet. I felt the grass, the trees, nature. And I said to myself, it's such a beautiful planet. And when I see a sad person, a sad human, my thing is kind to go and help them. When I seen him as a small child, I came to him because he needed me, as you all need to know and learn. All of us space beings came here to help you and guide you. It is not our destiny, it is not our fate to come down here and help you. And everybody always shouts to the heavens, oh, why did you do this? Why don't you help us? The first step is for you to help yourselves and guide other people into that stage. We are more than happy to come down and help, but you will not learn anything. You must go through these struggles. It might be hard. It might be painful. It might even be sad that you lost a loved one. But each one of those bad things that happen to you in life is a lesson that you must learn to ascend. Did Jesus go into Nazareth and pick out him, went out into the world with a spiritual light to help, to guide, to feed the hungry? He just didn't feed them with bread, wine, and fish. There was a meaning behind why he picked those things. We are fishers of men. The bread of life, which also resembled the body of him. The wine he made was the blood of Jesus running through our veins. The blood of enlightenment. That is truly why it is the fact that humans do this as a ritual, as a communion at a church. They pick bread or crackers or wine or wafers. All those things. It's a representation. Means when you hear that knock of the spirituality coming to you, you must reach out your hand. And if you choose not to follow that path, then the path that you lead will not be the true path of what you need to be. The true path to enlightenment is receiving the light within inside of you. Because in that light is so pure. The world is darkness with all the negativity. You must be that light, that beacon that pulls you out. You must truly understand you are that light. You are the ones that pull out that ship that's lost at sea. Every ship out there lost at sea is thousands and thousands of people. They need direction. They need a guiding light. You can guide them in. And I guess that was Coca-Cola.
Welcome back. That was amazing.
She's actually talked for a long time. That's the first time she's ever spoke out and out like this. I mean, she's never me. I've talked to her inside my head and stuff. This is the first time she's actually used words and spoke out. Besides talking, I think. Yeah, she's never spoke. This is the first time she spoke. I think when she actually came out, and it came out in a conversation that she was typing.
They took his favorite fishing hole.
It was
So, did anything have
Who
anything?
was?
Effects prop.
Anybody have
Yeah,
anything to say about
I'd like
Cola?
to share a little
This
something that
creature
had
sighting.
happened to me. Ooh, I'd like to share something that happened to me many years ago. It's when I was first learning um, my spirituality, and I was listening to Wayne Dyer, and one day he, I don't know if he was on TV or I don't remember, but it was he was live. Said, try giving somebody something without expectation. And it just put me in a whole different frame of mind, because let's say we gave a homeless person or someone on the street $10. And when we give them that $10, we put no expectation on that $10. It literally is a gift of love. It doesn't matter if they buy alcohol, food, anything. We're just giving because it's a gift of love. We don't judge it. We don't do anything with it except for a gift of love. And that means, and this is where it got me, and that means even a thank you. When I really thought about that that you give with no expectation, literally, not even a thank you, that's when it's really a space of love. Because we don't put anything on it. It doesn't matter. We release it. We release that gift to them to do as they see fit. We don't judge them. Oh, they might go buy alcohol, someone might say, or they don't deserve it, they're a lesser person. Well, I'm calling shenanigans on that, because we chose to give, and this is how he said it. It's none of our business what they do with it after we put it in their hands. And when we do that, and in that space, and we release, like I said, with not even a thank you, I have to tell you that feeling of giving that gift is a whole nother dimension. A whole nother dimension of giving because there's no expectation on it. I never cared what anybody else thought when I gave a homeless person some money or whatever. Well, they're just going to go buy drugs or alcohol. I don't care. I'm giving love and I'm releasing that. And that feeling that can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, he said hello, so I thought maybe he couldn't hear me. So when I did that for the very first time, that was the coolest feeling of a gift of love that I had ever done. And my son, my oldest son, is kind of the generation, and maybe this is kind of categorizing, probably isn't fair, but it's kind of how I feel about him, that it's an entitlement, and he just thinks that I'm crazy. Then why would you do that, Because I release it. Because that type of giving is different. And there's no judgment on it. And he never ever got it. And that's okay that he didn't get it because that's not what it was all about. It really was just about of letting go and not judging. And it helped me because I used to judge all the time. So it really took a lot for me to come out of that and judging or having a simple opinion about it. Why do we got to have an opinion about it? Let it go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it was $100 bill. I went to a gas station one time and I waited for someone. I just wanted to, it was me and my husband. And there was a person filling up their gas tank at the gas station. And we went in and I said, that person out there, I can't remember the pump number, whatever. I said, we're paying for their gas, but I don't want you to tell them who it was. I don't want to thank you. I don't want anything. We paid for the gas. We kept the receipt. Just tell them that their gas is paid for and have a great day. And we walked away. We paid for their gas and we walked away. And we didn't want to thank you. We didn't want it. That's not why we did it. We did it because it was a gift of love. And that is the most freeing, coolest feeling ever. So I just wanted to share a different perspective when we give or we manifest, because that person's manifesting the best way they can when they're out on the streets. And why give something that has no judgment or no opinion? I just wanted to share how cool that really was.
Yes, and I'm gonna elaborate on that more because when what I mean is it's theirs to do whatever they wish, but it's also the point if some people just drop the money or just help because they feel they have to. There's no intent behind it. It's like anything else. When you have the intent to do well and send that power and vibration through the gift and the giving, it's much more powerful and it might alter and change that person's life. That's kind of why I said it like that, because 9 out of 10 times, yeah, your gift is a thing of true and love, and you just drop it down and walk away. It's enough to help them, but it's also if you feel inside your heart that you need to speak to them, then do so. A lot of people, they just walk by and go, oh, here's a 10 or here's a 5. Yes, it's theirs, and they're giving it because they feel it's a human thing, which is great. They feel compassion, but it's also, like you said, it's got to be with love and help and the guidance with that. And like anything in the universe, you you have to have the positive intent. Some people, when they do that, they're in a bad mood. They just throw it down. That person most likely is going to do something probably negative. Not that they would. I don't know. I'm just saying if you throw that down with negative energies and negativity, they're probably going to do something foolish with it. It's all in how you give your gift and get your gifts, because the universe and the source has only knows one thing: light. And when you take that from the universe and the source, the intent behind it alters everything.
Yes, I would like to add that when she was speaking about that, and that was a great experience that you had. That's awesome.
It
Um,
is.
but when she was saying about how she was giving in love, um, I
I love
would
it.
I would like to think that when you give in love, that whoever they're whatever they're gonna buy, but the vibration of the money you give is love, and so I I would hope that they would do something good with that, and feel that vibration that she was giving in love, and they would do something good with that. And also, I had a small experience uh, in like drive-throughs, where people would buy somebody would buy my food, and then in return I'd buy the people behind me my food. um and that, they didn't get a thank you, and obviously they weren't wanting one, because they stick around to say, I
Somebody mute their mic, please. Someone's mic is on. Could they please mute it? Somebody's mic is on. Please mute. Somebody's mic. Can you please mute? So we can hear Jennifer. Please mute your mic.
yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, we can't hear it. We can't hear Jennifer.
But everybody's mic is muted. And I
Yeah,
have
all the mics are muted except for Jennifer's.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe it's Epsilon.
no. There's nothing
No.
here. No, I don't have any noise. There's nothing.
Oh, now it stopped. That was weird. But yeah, I just wanted to share the little drive-through story that happened a few times.
That's
But
exactly what I meant, Jennifer. You hit it spot on. My I my intention was love, but that was my only intention. So I didn't need to put anything else on it. So you got exactly what I was saying. I had no other intent other than love. And what they do with it is none, and that's what Wayne Dyer said. It was none of my business what they do with it.
yep,
None of my business.
yep,
Remove all judgment, remove all opinion, just give it in love. And I'm telling you, it is the
yep.
coolest feeling ever. So yeah, you got it, Jennifer. That's exactly what it was.
That was an awesome story, Dorinda.
Thank you.
Buddy. And no, it was a long time. Just been listening to everybody.
What did,
Mexico.
what did you say, Hopi?
I said everybody had beautiful words, and it wasn't my mic because my mic's been on mute for like half an hour now. I've just been listening to everybody talk.
Hey
Well,
guys.
anything.
Oh,
Hold on.
no, I was just gonna comment if everybody's taking their turn. I came in the last of it, Epsilon. So, hello, my galactic family.
Hello,
Um,
hello. Are you doing better?
Hello.
hi. So,
Hi, how you doing, hon?
galactic hugs. So, you were channeling Sola, Epsilon?
Yeah, you you
Okay,
you, you ended up getting solar this time.
okay. So I got at the end of it, but it's interesting that I did. So I've been in the hospital with pneumonia. I got out and Friday, and I went to work today, and we're talking about manifestation because we are facing eviction again. So they came through and worked with us, and one of the Galactic family members sent me some money, which actually helped us to stay in our apartment. And it was just a minute amount, but it is the exact amount that I needed, which is very interesting. So then today, I've been debating on whether quitting this job or not. And I used my pendulum because it's a show over there. And, they're like, yes, quit. You've got another job. So if one of you can confirm that, that would be great. But, it's interesting about the manifestation because I've been trying to manifestate, you know, what my journey here on earth is, the beings that I'm channeling, um, getting, sorry, my cat just farted. Oh my God. Loki.
You
So sorry. Cat
you
farts are
actually
the
missed
worst.
3 channels today.
I'm sorry, what?
You missed 3 of them today.
Yeah, I was at the the shit show. But,
So yeah,
yeah. So I just actually tuned in on the last part because I didn't know when but it's interesting that literally the last couple of sentences she said was just a resounding, you're doing it right. This is what you're supposed to be doing. These are the things you're supposed to be doing. And yeah, it's just, and I agree. It's all, we use the word love. It's a 4-letter word, oddly enough. And we use it a lot. But when it goes back to like Dorinda and Hopi and Trina, everybody says it's your intent. You can tell somebody, oh, I love you. And it's a flippant, I love you. There's no intent there. But when you truly love somebody, like, ancient love, like, I know I love Epsilon because I know him from a past life and I know him. Same with Rory as well, or Rory. And anyways, that was my little bit. I'm sure there's other. Oh yeah. Oh, hard to breathe. Oh, you're right. Yes, cat farts are the worst. Oh my gosh, I think they're worse than dog farts. Sorry. So, oh my gosh. So anyway, so I appreciate you all, and I am like I also try to manifest being better, and I got some news. I got to look into quantum healing because I need a little help on that. So yeah. But anyways, thank you all. I just want to give that bit of share and confirm it's all the intent. You could throw around the word love, but if your intent behind it is malicious, like a sarcastic, oh, I love you, then yeah, it's not going to manifest. Okay, that's all I have to say about that.
so everybody that was here now, it's not almost like a quiz kind of thing. You didn't know you were going to go to school today, did you? But however, um, I want to see if people understand what the channels were saying in each one of them. Master Brim, he never comes out for anybody, so I don't know why he decided to come out. He said, I'm going to come out in public when I'm ready, and that's all there is to it. I'm like, all right, sir, I'm not going to argue with you. And he decided to come out, and what did you think of him? What did you think of the message? Anybody?
I loved when Epi came out because that was my favorite one. I loved how you were talking about the nature and it was connecting with everything. And I liked how Epi explained it. It was beautiful how he spoke of it. And I really enjoyed that one out of your channels tonight. That was my favorite one. They were all great, but that one really touched my heart.
Epi is more of a lover and a teacher. As to Master Brim, he's more of a he, he reminds me he's a teacher, but he's more of a I forgot what the word is. Kind of a
He
lecturer.
reminded Professor, like a
Yeah,
professor.
yeah, he kind of does the lectural thing. Epi's more um of the teacher with the love and compassion, and she willing to listen to everybody. And Sola was more of the, I guess, more of the like teacher healer kind of thing. So, what did anybody think about all three of them?
Well,
Which one
I
resonated
wasn't
with
able.
everybody?
I was busy with family today, so I only got the end one. I actually didn't even know you were channeling until I noticed that your eye color changed and you got real blue, and your background, I noticed kind of a um, aura behind you, and I just kind of watched how you physically changed. Then I realized, oh shit, he's channeling, and I didn't realize you were, so I sat and listened. And that message I felt was, we're here on our own accord, and we're responsible for us. And, no one's, I don't want to say our savior, but sort of. I mean, we're here to make our own decisions because we have our free will. And free will is so important. Use it. Relish in it. Relish in our free will and use it. And help others use it if we can. And to realize that in manifestation and in every aspect of our life, we have decisions to make, and we're all on this journey and we're on it together. And if we have love, and we have to think about that. When we have love, we have everything. And way in the beginning, when I first was able to be on, because I was driving, one of the things that I wanted to say was that we manifest and we bring things into our life, but when things leave us or something feels like it's ripped away, that void is always filled. The universe always we're always complete. We are here and we're perfect the way we are. We really are. And so that void that we may have or feel, the universe or our higher self will fill that void. But we must allow, because everything is energy. Everything is energy. And to let and allow that void to be filled when we feel that something is being taken from us. Because our higher self in the universe will do it. So I just wanted to share that. But that was kind of in the beginning of but they kind of tied into what you channeled too. So it kind of worked all together.
Oh, Dorinda! I love that. That was so freaking awesome. I'm glad you got that because that was the whole thing. I could hear her giggling in the back. She's kind of an old soul, but she kind of got that childlike thing, and she's back here giggling. She's so giddy because you understood what she was saying, and Epi's over here laughing because she's like, yes, yes, I'm finally understood. So
That
yeah,
makes me feel good. Thank you.
made them happy, and they're well pleased, and they were honored to come to you and speak to you. And see, with Master Brim, I can't like he said in other chats that with him, he's a random one, and he only comes out when he feels like it. I can't really. He's got his own. He the other ones are kind of like, yeah, I will do it. Yeah, he's more. I'm not ready yet. No, don't want to. So it's that and alone, something on this live made him come out and say that. I'm actually shocked because he said he didn't want to go in public for a long time, and then all of a sudden he just went blah, 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 blah. I'm like, whoa, okay. So I'm actually shocked myself that that actually happened. Anybody else have anything that they wanted to say to those three that came out?
That was
Or
awesome. I will say
I
that was
wanted
awesome.
I wanted to ask you, how do you feel, Epsilon? How do you feel?
Huh, huh. It's it's very enlightening. That is the word, enlightening. And plus, having him finally come out and say something was a big load because he was like, because I
It's
could
like
feel
holding it in, and you couldn't get it out, and now it came out.
yeah, he was like, he was sitting back there, and I'm like, come on, come on. And I'm like trying to coach him out, and he's like, no, let me out. I'm not coming. Then all of a sudden he was like, all right. And last night kind of helped when I was talking to people. It kind of helped, and it made me realize a few things and future events that happened the other night. And I had pictures of the future, and if I didn't have those come to me, I probably wouldn't have got him to come out. So it was very inspiring that he actually did that. I'm impressed myself.
And what's his name? That one that you had a hard time that he didn't want to be pulled.
Oh, that, Master Grim. That's what he goes by. And let me give you a little bit of history on him from what I've gathered so far. He was there and back in creation. He was there when Adam and Eve were on the planet. He was there through all of the seeding and everything. He was there. And he seems to me, he feels like he was a scribe, because like a watcher, maybe a scribe watcher. That's the feeling I get from him. And so he's basically feels like he's immortal, and he's been there a long time because he was talking to me in my mind a while ago. He was telling me about how Egypt was flooded and there was really a jungle there, and before that the earth was a certain form. He goes into whole monological things that I sat there going, I don't know what the hell is going on. But yeah, he seems to be a very ancient master that knows his crap, and he comes off kind of brutish and hard, and he doesn't mean to, because he loves humanity, because he sacrificed his life for humanity. That's what he said, and that's what I got from him. But sometimes,
Epsilon.
what?
Um, I know that when Hopi got on, Trina was going to say something. I'd like to see. I think Trina was going to share with us what she was feeling. I'd like to, if you, I didn't mean to interrupt you when you're through, but if Trina
Oh
could,
yeah.
after you're done.
Oh yeah, I was just getting to that.
And I'm sorry for interrupting you, Trina. I'm sorry, honey.
I
Oh,
was
I
just
didn't
getting to
mean
the
that,
question.
Hopi. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that, Hopi. I didn't mean it like that. I just wanted to hear what she said.
Awesome. I'm
Oh,
just
No,
okay.
it's
amazed.
okay.
This is
I was
amazing.
going to apologize anyways. I was going to apologize anyways because I heard her and I overstepped her, and I was going to say sorry, honey.
I'm
But
good.
yeah,
I'm
I was
good.
just finishing answering the question. But that is who he is. If that is Master Brim right there, and that's how. And if you have any questions, I'm sure I'll probably take a few days for him to come out and answer him again, because him. But anyway, let's move on to Trina.
I was just gonna say that was amazing. Watching your aura change. The next one, your beard and everything, it's still pretty blue. You're still pretty got the aura. Your eyes turned really blue. That was just, and it's amazing. And they all had a different thing to say. So that was awesome.
And
I'm ready to hear more from them.
I'm actually surprised that they actually came out. I thought I wasn't gonna have no guest today. Well, apparently they was like, well, I'm gonna be a guest one way or another. So I said, come on down. You're the next contestant. But yeah, you heard
I
from
think
all
it's so
three.
cool while you're channeling. I know you have a background that has like a blue tinge to it, but while you're channeling, it turns bluer. Like, you are so blue when those are coming out. And I got lots of pictures of you, so I can't wait to send them to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And I wouldn't have this power, and I wouldn't have gotten to this level if it wasn't for each and every one of you giving me that, power and giving me the courage to have them do this. And the certain individuals I talk to in different ways also helped me a lot, because if I wasn't able to have them there to inspire me with that love and compassion, I probably wouldn't have ever said anything. I probably would have been going down the street as a turtle. But when I get empowered by different individuals, they inspire me and push me into another level, and that's all I want to achieve. That is why I don't mean to seem forceful to certain individuals when I try to talk to them. It's because they empower me to bring out the light that I need to bring out. And it's a shame that only the people on the planet don't realize it, that the love for each one of us have for humanity, or even me for that matter. And the only ones that ever notice that are the ones I'm speaking to here.
I'm very proud of you for bringing them out tonight.
Oh,
You
very
know,
welcome. No problem.
thank you so much for sharing that with us. And, it's given the rest of us like me. I have something talking to me, and, but I can't bring it out yet. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not there yet, but watching you do it is helping, you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
really is helpful to watch everybody else do it, because it will make everybody who wants to and can more comfortable with doing that.
And see, you've all been on this journey with me since my first live. And you can see the growth. You can see me actually showing the side of myself that I've never really shown anybody. So you've all seen it from day one. You've seen the evolution of
I
this.
have. We all have. We've seen it. All of us have grown, but it's not that anybody's better than anybody either, but everybody's growing in their own way, in their own pace, and it's beautiful. It's
I think it
beautiful to
is.
see how everybody is just their growth, from the littlest thing to the biggest thing.
We're all here to elevate each other. Some might go faster, some are getting fast tracked. Some it might take longer to process in their mind and then in their heart. But we're all here to help each other, as we should as a spiritual being and as a human. I think that's what we need to do. And we have I've seen each and every one of you grow so much. I remember seeing Trina here. Let's start with Trina. Looking at Trina, she hid behind a camera. She never came up in a box. I hardly seen her. All of a sudden, she's in the box. She's smiling. She's talking. She needed to break out of that shell. As sure as light here, she has expressed herself, but she was kind of hidden within herself for the last couple of weeks of not meeting her. And she's now opened up and pushed herself into another level of existence in a higher energy. As Michael, you have done the same. You were so when you came to when I actually first seen you, you were like I felt sadness, heartbreak, love, compassion, but it was like your voice was never heard and your love was never felt. So when you came here, you started doing that, and I seen that love and compassion grow within you. And Jennifer, I haven't seen and talked to you much, but I've also feel that you've also grown because I feel more powerful energy from you. I think you're still hiding in your shell and you need to come out and show yourself so we can tell and see how you truly are, because it's very hard to figure and talk about a person when when they're not revealing their true selves. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that when that time will come, you might be able to do that. But you do have some powerful light, and you do have some energy that is overwhelmingly bright. You should try to bring that out more. Oh, and Hopi. Oh, Hopi, Hopi, Hopi. you, you are just a fluffy ball of light. And with knowledge that you have, it has grown in so much so fast. And it's very impressive that I've seen you actually come out of your shell too. I adore that. And Dorinda, there is just with her, she is a wealth of knowledge that just keeps on going. And they said, with age comes wisdom. They didn't say age comes mastery. And there lies the master within inside of her. You could feel it coming out. You could feel the love bursting through. You could feel that knowledge overwhelming. And every time she speaks, you can feel it to the core of your soul of what she's saying. And Shauna, she's also came out of her shell down there. She's become a light that is shining through the world. She acted like she was scared and afraid, but now she comes out. I've seen her smile more. She's more happy in her life and the way it's going. And she's also a beautiful soul. And I see you down there waving. Hello. You all are so unique, but all the same. And that's what makes you different. And that is, in turn, how we unite with each other, accepting each other's as different as we are, as one with unity and love. And the biggest one here, I've
I'm
always seen her
beautiful.
face. Lala Garden. Oh my gosh. Her, man, I am seriously going to recommend her being a host. Because she has so much intelligence, she gets so much love. And I see it. And I picked out some of these hosts, but with Anouk. We agreed. And the reason why is I seen the potential in every one of you. I ain't telling who I picked because now to ruin the fun. I see certain people with certain kinds of light. And he, after I picked, he's like, wow, that was really good. And the growth that you people have that I picked, I'm telling you, I am so freaking honored that you people grew by the ones that I picked. I feel like as if you're my child that I brought up in here and you had grown so much. And that is how I feel.
So beautifully spoken. Thank you, compliment for me. And I'll let everybody else speak on that themselves. But that was beautiful, Epsilon. Thank you so much.
And Mother Butterfly House. I can't forget her. I got the mysterious text from the beyond.
Shani had a question, Epsilon. Do you ever get physical pain after channeling?
Actually, no. Nope. The only pain that I get is when I hit a freaking ringing.
Yeah, I get downloads. Like I'm getting downloads now. By the way, there are two people that I have that would like to say something, but I told them I'd have to ask if it's okay if they come through or not.
Sure, we have 15 more minutes, then we're gonna end live. But let's try to make the donuts and make this. At least 50K likes. Come on, guys. There's 24 of
Okay.
us in here. We can at
So
least make the
I'll just let
50.
them know they can do it another time.
No. Don't you go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Well, the only thing I hear is banging. What is there?
That's me.
Seriously.
That's me.
Oh,
That's how I'm hearing the thing in my head.
oh,
That's where that they start to come out is when I do something like that.
oh! I was wondering what
Yeah,
that banging was. I hear this
yeah.
tapping. It's like, where is that coming from? I
Is
got
it right
earbuds
there?
on, so it's super loud, and I'm like, what is that? I don't know what that is.
Yeah. I think Sharina picked up on it when I started doing the bangers when they start coming for some reason. But yeah, let's try to make the goal at least 50K and get all the donuts. And while that's going on, we can listen to is it Michael?
Yeah, Michael, me. My
Yeah.
full name is Michael Ann, but I just go by Michael.
We can hear Michael's channels and finish up the conversation by doing that. So we got 15 minutes. Let's bring it on, Michael. You're next.
Okay, so so this uh is a um I can never pronounce his name, so I'll introduce him as Mr. A. It's Ananagas or Anuknos. He's like close enough. Um, so um, I started stuttering because he's starting to come in. So give me that's how I know they're coming through. Is my sign is a stutter. He- Hello, loved ones. I'm using this human. She's new, so please bear with us. I am from Pallades, which is it's for those of you that fully don't understand, we'll use Pallades at this time. I've been wanting to speak, and I hear your words. And to confirm we've been here, there is no time, for time does not exist where I'm at. But we do feel what you call love throughout what you call the universe, which some of you can still not comprehend or understand. But know that where there is love, there is hate and there is fear. but through patience plus love, you can diminish hate and fear. So know that that the individual called Epsilon allows through is confirmation that all of you are here for a sole purpose that will be revealed very soon. Thank you. I will go now. Okay, I'm back. That was a lot of energy. What did he say? Because I have no idea when I channel what they say. I'm
I
still
get
learning that part.
I get that sometimes too. He he was very, you could feel the energy working within him, and he basically he was happy that what I was saying, and he talked about the love and compassion that me and everybody else brings to the world. Um, I was hearing the first part, but I started fainting because I'm hearing somebody in the background. So if anybody else wanted to speak, so
Right.
the minute she was coming out, the minute he was coming out, I don't know what it was, but I started hearing the minute he said Palladian, I started hearing Area starting to speak, which she's finicky too, and she was going on, and I'm like, huh? Wait a minute, no, shush for a minute, and then I heard Michael again,
Well,
or
I
Mr.
felt
A.
that he was coming through because there was connection to one of your channelers. I think that's why he wanted to speak to you. He's a very high energy entity. But as soon as he's like, I he seems to have more of a male voice in my head. I don't know if he comes through that way, but there's a connection with Epsilon. So yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Loretta. Thank you.
Thank you for the love.
So yeah, it's
Oh no, keep going. I was just thanking people for the love, the donations. It helps. Maybe I can get a package and send it somewhere, and we'll get a seat and see what opens. See what happens when I open it. But keep going. I want to hear
oh, and
more.
yes, Joy, I'm a Palladian as well. From the Lyrian system, or Lyrian. Ah,
Orion?
I hate my stupid words sometimes.
Hey, it
But
happens.
yeah,
I do the same thing. It's cool.
and yes, that's what he said to Joy, that our sole purpose will soon be revealed. Okay, yeah, I was. It's interesting how I get bits and pieces, but I don't get the. It's like I check out and go somewhere. It's like, am I going to Hawaii? Where are you guys sending me when I check out?
That's what happens. Like
Oh, thank you, Joy.
so- some people ask about what what do I do and what do I hear and what do I see? Okay, I'm going to explain this for me. It's different with different channelers, as I've now begin to find out. When Epi comes out, I don't hear nothing. I check out. I'm up on the ship, roaming around, getting into trouble, and she's down here, going talking to you guys. And when Sola speaks, I'm, I move. She moves in front, and she starts speaking, and I can hear and say what so I heard her message. That's why I kind of giggled because I heard it because she is speaking. But with the other two, it's kind of the same way, but it's a little slightly different. It's like one when the Palladian area comes out, it's more like I'm floating out of my body and she's in there. Um, when Raya speaks, it's almost the same way. Like I'm out of my body, but I can actually hear everything. It's kind of, and when Brim speaks, I'm sitting in there. It's like we're side by side. And he's like blah 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 blah. I'm like, what you doing? So that's kind of how it is for me. Michael, you said you wanted another one that wanted to speak.
Um, she said she will wait when we can because it's Vivian.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, yeah, that
yeah,
one's gonna have to wait. Yeah, you
yeah.
know what? We're gonna be talking about past lives, especially. Yeah, that I know that conversation is gonna be coming because I have a thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's definitely gonna be a next time, a next probably Wednesday because we're gonna be talking about past lives, and I really have a feeling that Arthur, my past life King Arthur, is gonna be making an appearance. So yeah, it'd probably be a good time with that one.
Yeah, and since I listened and manifested a new job, I will be here because I'm not working.
So don't forget, next Wednesday we're going to be talking about past lives. So your homework is, if you have any past lives, make sure you write them down, or if you have any before um before that time shows up, make sure you can remember them, record them if you can. Somehow write them down so you'll have them there. You don't forget any details. Um, it's probably going to be a 4-hour show. The first two parts. The first part is going to be about past lives, and I think I want to do the second. I don't know if people are there yet. About some people say they dream about the future, and I want to get their thoughts on that too. So it's going to be kind of a past life and a future life theme, kind of. So that'll be I'll post that as soon as I make a video. Don't know when that'll be. Probably sometime soon. I mean, I got a week anyway, but whatever. I'll post that video and let you guys know. And tomorrow Nook will be on, and that will be handing it off to Trina.
You're handing it off to me now?
Yep, you're the show
All
closer,
right.
the showstopper.
All right. So tomorrow night, I think, no, I don't, I know. Tomorrow night, Anook's live from 6 to 10 Pacific. So everybody be here. I want to thank all the hosts and guests and our big host, Epsilon. Great show tonight. Thank you.
It was wonderful. I didn't fumble. It is because you all were here showing me the love and compassion and bringing out that energy. We had an awesome show. I have never had a show like this, which is very inspiring. I actually learned a lot too. I learned about each one of you, even though I was talking some part of it. I hope that you got learned some stuff and you get to see each other through my stories of my life.
He's still glowing.
Huh?
You're still glowing.
Ah,
Third aura.
yeah. Because they're always there. It's just sometimes I've been holding them back for a while. But after last night, I got pushed over the edge kind of. Because the other night, 2 nights ago, I had a dream about the future. And then last night, I talked to somebody and it then made me realize I shouldn't hold back what I need to do. And it's not that I'm holding back, it's I'm holding them back because they all want to come out at the same time. And I wasn't sure how to handle it, but I've been working with that and talking with people, and it's actually helped. And you guys have all helped me achieve that, which is an honor. Crystals. Keep touching them. And it's funny, when you hear the banging, these are the two I'm touching. Let me see if I can change this background so people can see this right. How does this work? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What I don't know. Effects. Oh, wait, I can say, oh, that's how I take it off. Everybody's hearing me talk to myself now. Ain't that funny? All right. I'm going to get used to it. I'm getting used to it now. Whenever when I was channeling, it was these two that I was touching. It was funny because when I touched these, I was more in tune with Master Brim for some reason. Then when I was touching these two, I was more in tune with Sola. And then when I was more in tune with the Epi, it was these two. So those crystals probably helped me with my channeling, which I'm really grateful that I got them. But yeah, anything else, Trina?
We're good. Just remember and come tomorrow night. And when's our next show? Wednesday?
Yeah. Did I hadn't make that. Yeah, it's gonna be Wednesday. I know Wednesday. I wrote it to somebody in a comment, and I don't remember exactly what time. It's probably gonna be 8 or 9, but I'm gonna send out. I'm gonna make the video, as I said. I'm gonna make it out and send it, and it's gonna be pretty cool graphics, I think, on this video. So I'll be sure to send it out so everybody's aware. But there is gonna be a show on Thursday, and I'm most likely going to be 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday. Wednesday. And it's probably
So
gonna
Nick is on tomorrow night and Tuesday.
yeah.
We're on, well, I'm on it all.
Yeah.
So, so are these guys. So
And I'm
Nick's on Monday and Tuesday. We're on Wednesday, and then I think that's it till next week or till Sunday.
and I'm gonna start naming hosts soon.
So I think
And
Nook will be on Friday and Saturday this week, correct?
yeah, sure.
Because this week's is his on week. So he'll be on Monday, Tuesday, Epsilon Wednesday, no, and then Friday and Saturday will be a Nuke.
Okay.
Yeah. And they
We'll get
asked the
those
mother
straight.
butterfly because I'm feeling the mystic powers of the butterfly coming through me right now. She's also a great inspiration, even though I didn't acknowledge that, and I kind of forgot to say some name, but I didn't mean to. I don't know if the universe can hear my vibration or see it, but yeah, I appreciate you too because you inspired me a lot too.
They can hear you off in that la la land.
Wherever she might be in the universe, I know she hears me. She's probably laughing right now, but it was an honor to be here with you guys. Can't wait to see you on the next show because next show I'm most likely gonna even start having music. But I'm still trying to get that part down because I have my computer right here and I wanted to do music tonight, but I got here last minute. It was hard for me to do that. I didn't get enough time to set up. So yeah, I'm gonna try to have music on, and then I'm gonna try to be selecting guests and hosts for it, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But it was great having you all here. We're gonna close it out. You just make sure to look in that mirror. Say to yourself, "Who's the greatest?" You're the greatest. You look in that camera, look in that mirror, and
You're the
say,
greatest.
"You're the
Everybody's
greatest
the
being ever."
greatest.
Thank you. It's time to go. Bye. You know where to find me. I'm sure you all know how to seek me out in the ways of the universe. I'm probably sure some people are gonna say something, but it was great having you. Bye for
Get
now.
nuggets spelled wrong. I don't.